wish you and yours a Merry Christmas and
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
And season's greetings from Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's the Browns still looking for a winning season. The Packers, with a winner tied today, are in the playoffs. They trail the Bears, who squeaked out a win just moments ago. But the Packers, with 2 games left after this one, know that should the Bears stumble and Green Bay keeps winning, they have the edge against the Bears, having beaten them twice during the regular year. And winter is here, 23 degrees, 11 degrees the wind chill. Southwest at 14, even higher gusts, and the snow flurries are falling. It's in the spirit of the season. We're ready to go, and so is Brett Favre and the Packers, who will receive. Bill Dawson will repeat the ball. Usual 60,000 plus here at Lambeau. Dorsey Levens and Herbert Goodman are deep for the Packers in their green and gold. Dawson sends it up into the snow. It's short. Up the field is Levens at the 17. And he bowls his way out to the 34-yard line. And here comes Brett Favre. He's been impeccable in these weather conditions, 34 degrees or colder. He is 28-0, seeking an unprecedented 4th National Football League Most Valuable Player award. Amazingly, he has started every game since Game 3 of the '92 season, when his running back was Vince Workman and his second wide receiver was Sanjay Beach. Comes out with 2 wides to the right, fakes to Henderson, and throws complete to Antonio Freeman, and Freeman backs his way out to the 44, close to a first down. Corey Fuller, the defender for Cleveland. Here are the starters up front for Green Bay: Clifton, Wall, Flanagan, Rivera, and Tauscher. Starting backfield, Amon Green, over 1,100 yards rushing. Henderson, the blocker. Schrader leads in touchdown catches. Freeman, you've just seen, and Bubba Franks is the tight end for Mike Sherman in his second season here in Green Bay as both the general manager and head coach. Green, the lone running back. He takes the toss on second and short and breaks into the clear. Down the sideline to the Cleveland 30-yard line. Green, who had a off day a week ago, only 11 yards rushing and 10 attempts. He gets much more than that in his first carry, Dan.
Well, you can't block this any better at the point of attack. Tauscher gets out front. There's the kick out by Henderson, and Dwayne Rudd gets a hand on Amon Green, who runs with both power and really deceptive speed. When Green gets into the secondary, more often than not, he will not be caught. And for a guy that weighs 217 pounds, he is the total package for the Pack.
Wearing the Tundra on his helmet, 27 yards on the carry. Fake to Green. The quick toss is to the tight end, and Tyrone Davis is tackled at the 28-yard line by Dwayne Rudd. Let's introduce the starters on defense for this young, enthusiastic, outstanding, budding defense. It's Rogers, Warren, the rookies, really developing of late. Smith and Jameer Miller with 13 sacks moves up to take a defensive end position. Marquise Smith from safety to linebacker with Rainier and Rudd. And in the secondary, Fuller, Bush, Little, McCutcheon, and not in the picture is Anthony Henry, who leads the league with 9 interceptions.
Okay, doesn't even start for Cleveland. He's their nickelback.
Give to Green. Big hole up the middle to the 9. The safeties, Little and Bush, get him down.
Well, what Green Bay is showing Cleveland now is all sorts of nifty ball handling by Brett Favre. We have seen also he fakes the pass, just a huge hole between center Mike Flanagan and right guard Marco Rivera. Take a look at this. Just a huge opening up the middle. And we have seen movement by Favre to the outside with a couple of passes. We've seen Green kick it to the outside, and that time he goes between the tackles. A little of everything right off the bat for the Green Bay Packers.
Actually, they've had another 2 yards credited to Green, who gets tackled for a loss by Jameer Miller, who crashes in from that defensive end position. But 46 already today for Green on 27 and 19-yard runs.
Well, one of the concerns for Butch Davis with his defensive football team was the fact in that loss to Jacksonville last week that they had to play 85 plays, which in the National Football League is an extraordinary number of snaps. So, you know, they're a little fatigued. They're on the road at legendary Lambeau, and Brett is giving them a little taste of what it's like here in December.
Second down and 13. Favre fires complete to the tight end, Bubba Frank, and Frank carries tacklers with him to the 1-yard line. Earl Little and Corey Fuller finally got him to the snow-dusted turf, and it'll be third and goal at the 1.
Well, Bubba Franks, who of course played for Butch Davis at the University of Miami, he was the Packers' #1 draft choice last year, and this is why. Look at the power, 260 pounds. He takes Little for a good 3 yards, and Bubba Franks really coming into his own here in his second year.
Franks tackled by a former teammate, Earl Little, who also played with the Hurricanes. So third and goal from the 1-yard line, Green Bay on the opening drive.
I think a quarter of the NFL played for the Hurricanes.
Favre looks, throws, touchdown. Bubba Franks, his 8th of the year. He leads all NFL tight ends.
Well, that drive by the Green Bay Packers looked like they were going against some junior varsity team. This is a good defensive football team for the Cleveland Browns. You see right there, Jameer Miller, number 95, has Bubba Franks, but then he loses him. He had him covered, and when Franks stopped, Miller just kept drifting along and allowed Frank to be wide open.
Blocked. Ryan Longwell's extra point is blocked. He had made 104 in a row, but Cleveland stuffs it, so it remains 6-0 Green Bay.
Violent and dangerous for young adults and cubs alike. The feast is a frenetic free-for-all, and the dominant male is...
The meat of mine here. Case closed. Oh, no.
It's good to have you home, sweetie.
Just go to Southwest.com by December 27th for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials.
You are now free to move about the country.
Where did that come from? I got it from cellularone.com. Oops, forgot about that foot.
A chunky quarterback moment. Kurt Warner's mom filled him up right with new Campbell's Chunky Beef Rib Roast with potato soup. After enjoying the home-cooked taste of this chunky home-style classic, Kurt humbled the home team. One blustery autumn Sunday, 2 warriors hunkered down in the fury of battle.
For the win. Interception.
With one crushing blow, momentum turned. As the stalwart Viking mounted a final aerial assault, the battered warrior could only watch his hopes of victory vanish. And in defeat, learned dignity and grace.
NFL 2K2. Rated E for everyone.
Millions of viewers follow the evidence. If you are not one of them, it's a mystery to us.
Gotta love this job.
Golden Globe nominated CSI. Then, the CIA intercepts a chilling message.
He'd heard of a plan to smuggle nuclear weapons into the United States.
And you won't believe who's behind it. The Agency after CSI Thursday.
Less than 4 minutes. Opening drive to a touchdown for Green Bay, and Bubba Franks with his 8th touchdown. 6 of the 8 are 1 yard to the 25, extends across the 30, and to the 31-yard line. Let's check the blocked extra point, Dan.
Yeah, Brian Longwell kicks his ball low. Watch to the left side of your screen, number 23, Devin Bush. There he goes up right there. He gets it with his left hand, but he didn't get any penetration at all. Anytime a kick is blocked and there was no penetration, I don't care if it's Michael Jordan or Vince Carter jumping over there, it's because the kicker didn't elevate the football. So that one was on Longwell, not his protection.
Okay, here comes Tim Couch and the Cleveland Browns from their 31-yard line. First possession, O.J. Santiago, the tight end, and now Quincy Morgan in motion. Jamel White, and White to the corner, and a good gain on the first carry close to the 39-yard line. Tim Couch, former Mr. Kentucky football and a great high school basketball player in Little Hyden, Kentucky, a population of 350. 21 for 30 last week, but he's been in a touchdown drought of late. He has no running game. Second down and 3, Cleveland's first possession as we welcome those of you who have been watching CBS action in the early game of our doubleheader. 7-6-0. Green Bay scored on their first possession, and Jamel White, second year back from South Dakota, where he enjoyed running in the snow, and a couple of good runs for him to open this series for Cleveland. Here are their starters up front, and it's been the weakness, according to Butch Davis, of this young team. Verba, a former Packer, O'Hara, Wollabaugh, Bedell, and Chenois up front. In the backfield, it's Jamel White. James Jackson, who's been the starting running back, is on injured reserve. Moreland, the H-back. Johnson, the leading catcher. Morgan, the rookie, and O.J. Santiago at tight end. First down at the 44. Kevin Johnson in motion. Couch's favorite target. Throws underneath, complete, and hit immediately is Johnson after a short gain. Rob Holmberg with the tackle, a new Packer. And here are the starters for Green Bay. Holiday, Big Gilbert Brown, Dotson, and Theory up front. The linebackers feature Diggs, Harris, the leading tackler, and Holmberg, just acquired a week or so ago. McKenzie and Williams at the corners, and Darren Sharper and Bao Zhu at safety. And we welcome those of you who have seen Atlanta hold off the Buffalo Bills 33-30. Here it's 6-0. Dick Enberg, Dan Beardo, Bonnie Bernstein from snowy Green Bay. Second down and 6 for Tim Couch. And the young Cleveland quarterback downfield, incomplete, intercepted on the carom. Bao Zhu. Zhu to the 30. The former cornerback to the 45-50, and down at the 46-yard line at Cleveland.
Bao Zhu has that ball bounce to him after it bounces right off the back, I believe, of Bernardo Harris. Oh, what a fortunate bounce.
Don't feel like stopping? Neither does your Pontiac dealer. Because now through January 2nd, get 0% APR financing on all new Pontiac models, plus $500 holiday bonus on select models. Interest-free financing, plus $500 holiday bonus on Grand Am, Grand Prix, Montana, and Sunfire. Hurry, because you've only got until January 2nd. Keep America rolling. See your local Pontiac dealer today.
Change the face of digital photography with the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
At Snowball is a great way to tell customers Staples has technology gifts.
We think Palm handhelds make terrific gifts. So do digital cameras.
Nice price. Excuse me, could you tell me about the scanner fax copier?
No.
But I want to get it for my brother.
Get him a cell phone.
No, he really wants one of these.
He can't have her. I love her.
What?
No. Weeping.
It's okay. We found you someone else.
Oh.
Get more for less at Staples.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. Beechwood aged Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, and refreshing taste known only to the king of beers. And by the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
More than half the population of Green Bay, 102,000.
Dick, with that shot, you don't even need to say where we are.
But they're all here, and they're all having fun. NFL owner.
No need.
Bao Zhu's first NFL interception. The rookie has given Green Bay another chance in the tight end. Franks has a first down catch to the 35-yard return.
Well, we just saw the Green Bay tight end catch a ball. Tim Couch was trying to find his tight end, O.J. Santiago. and it bounces right off the right shoulder of middle linebacker Bernardo Harris, who didn't even know the ball was there. Look, it hits him right on the right arm and bounces right to Bauju. Wow, can you imagine that? Bernardo Harris didn't even know the ball was there, had the underneath coverage, and that is a fortuitous bounce.
Early Christmas gift for Zhu from Penn State, the rookie. First down, Favre underneath his running back, Amon Green. And it's short yardage into the arms of Wally Rayner, the middle backer for Cleveland. Let's go down to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Dick, what we've been witnessing is the Packers trying to reestablish their identity, something Brett Favre said they lost somewhere during last week's loss to Tennessee. There weren't a lot of those rollouts, play-action fakes, things Favre does to try to buy time to find his receivers. The running game non-existent. All of that we saw in that first touchdown drive, plus some aggressive defense by Green Bay.
All right, thank you, Bonnie. You can see a staggering start for Favre, only 6 for 6. This is his kind of weather. Hard to believe he grew up in Mississippi. Green on the draw, skipping through tacklers, and battles his way to the 23 and a first down. Alvin McKinley drags him down.
Well, that's good blocking up front by the Green Bay offensive line, but it's again an illustration of power running by Amon Green. He really is a wonderful combination in a running back. He's an outstanding receiver. He's the Packers' leading receiver. Open field speed, but good power. Hit basically right at the line of scrimmage right there. Shakes off the tackle of Devin Bush and drives forward. He's keeping his feet underneath him, a necessity on a sloppy field.
Grew up in Omaha, played at Nebraska. These conditions familiar to him. Favre fires, complete to Green. Green, who's not only the leading rusher for Green Bay, their leading receiver with 54 catches starting today. And there is Green's production, second only to Kansas City's Priest Holmes among NFL leaders. Ricky Williams of New Orleans in that third spot, and then Marshall Faulk, who lost a couple of games duty with an injury, and Curtis Martin.
He missed most of one game and then 2 complete games did Marshall Faulk.
We'll see him next week against Indianapolis. Dorsey Lemons in the backfield. He gets the handoff and the big back kick to the 10, and another Green Bay first down. Played 2 years at Notre Dame and then on to Georgia Tech, where he graduated in '94. Dorsey Levens.
Well, Green Bay right now playing smart football, attacking what used to be the strength of the Cleveland Browns, but now is a concern for them as 3 of their starters on the defensive line are down. Coach Fazio, the defensive coordinator, is having to plug people in. Keith McKenzie, who would be the starter at left end, he's on IR. Orpheus Roy, who would start at right tackle, he's on IR. Corky Brown would be starting at right end. He's not active for today, and he'll probably end up on IR. So they're having to plug in a lot of people on the D-line.
The Lemons inside the 5 before Devin Bush can bring him down. Yeah, for the Cleveland Browns, it's a woeful statistic when you lead the league 2 years in a row in injured reserve players. They have 15 this year on injured reserve.
And it's so many of their starters. 6 starters have been lost. A 7th was waived during the season because of legal trouble. So Butch Davis, was such a young team to begin with, to have to fight through all these injuries, I think it's remarkable that they're as competitive as they have been this season, Dick. He got this team headed in the right direction.
They all are thinking positively, and you know that the Browns are going to be very good very soon. Second and goal from the 4. Fake to Green. Throw to the end zone. Another touchdown for Bubba Frank. It's almost as if Mike Sherman, the coach, said, Bubba, I want you to look good in front of the coach that recruited you to Miami. He's across the sidelines, and Bubba Frank of Miami of Florida has 2 scores in this opening quarter.
Shell shock. That's the only word I can think of to describe this Cleveland defense right now. They appear to be mesmerized by what Brett Favre is doing on offense.
Longwell's first extra point blocked. It was kicked low, but not this one, and it's 13-0 Green Bay. Favre with 2 touchdown throws in the first quarter.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser.
family to yours, we wish you a very safe and happy holiday season.
Hey, Ving, starting a new action movie?
I wish. That's easy compared to what I'm getting ready for.
What's that?
Pushy people, lines, shopping.
Take the hassle out of shopping and save big with hot deals at your neighborhood Radio Shack. Like these great gifts from RCA. A home theater system, just $299.99. A DVD, CD, MP3 player, $149.99. Or a 5-disc CD player on sale for just $79.99. Now, only at Radio Shack.
Zales Diamond Jewelry, set in white gold for just $99. There is happiness in here. Zales, the diamond store.
Catcher's mitt for son, $47. Catcher's mitt that comes with Space Camp for son, priceless. Use your MasterCard to win 5 priceless gifts, including a trip to Space Camp.
Happy holidays from Dave and the Late Show.
Here's how I can describe Christmas at my house. It's like a Taliban prison riot with eggnog.
The world's greatest golfers will claim history as their own. The PGA Tour is on CBS Sports.
Bubba Franks with a couple touchdown catches. That one 4 yards, and his quarterback, Brett Favre, 8 for 8 off the top of the game and 53 yards and 2 scoring tosses. And the Browns need something special now to erupt out of this special teams as Andre King and Benjamin Gay are back to return. Ryan Longwell's kick. This one goes to Gay, who comes up to the 19. Across the 30 and struggles to the 36-yard line as forward progress. Ball comes free, but after it had been whistled dead on forward progress. Todd McBride made the tackle. It appeared that Katie Williams came up with the football. There he is.
Says, hey, I got it.
Out as he was being driven back. First down, Cleveland.
And with that, we'll take a timeout with 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in this opening quarter in snowy Green Bay, where the Packers are up by 13.
After the new Chevy Trailblazer, everything else just seems kind of weak. The all-new 270 horsepower Chevy Trailblazer, like a rock.
Last year, I ordered my costume on a cell phone. I know I said Santa suit, but with the static.
I'm Santa Claus.
Oh, help me, elves! You know, the show must go on.
Help Santa Claus into the chair. Okay, bring the kids.
That's when I finally got free and clear with Sprint PCS, real clear calls, and nationwide long distance included.
Yeah. Which is great for me, because I am Santa Claus, you know.
The Sprint PCS free and clear plan with nationwide long distance included. Every minute, every day.
Through all those long years, you knew this day would come.
Entertainment Weekly calls The Lord of the Rings a great and triumphant picture. Newsweek raves it has real passion, real emotion, real terror. Nominated for 4 Golden Globes, including Best Director and Best Picture of the Year. See the movie CNN calls a spectacular holiday gift for the whole world. The Lord of the Rings, directed by Peter Jackson, rated PG-13, now playing in theaters worldwide.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Olympus, the most realistic digital images yet. Olympus, nothing's impossible. And by Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular.
Back in Green Bay.
Wow. The Browns are doing better than they're.
The Browns trailing 13 to nothing. And Tim Cott trying to muster a scoring drive against a team that's allowed only 1 touchdown in the first quarter all year, Green Bay's defense. And shooting through is Jamel White for an 8-yard pickup to the 44.
Well, one more look at Bubba Franks and his 9th touchdown of the year. You got to jam him at the line of scrimmage. You cannot give a tight end in a short yardage situation a free release right like that. Dwayne Rudd is way behind in a trailing position. If you don't jam the tight end at the line, that's 6. Not going to happen.
And the artistry of Favre just laying that ball out so beautifully to his tight end. 2nd and 2. Couch again to White, gets around the corner and into Green Bay territory, and a first down at the Packer 43. Jamel White from South Dakota, drafted baseball by the Seattle Mariners.
He gets a good block right there at the point of attack by wide receiver Quincy Morgan, who pins the Green Bay contained to the inside. And then the cut to the outside. Jamel White, you got to wonder how many carries he's going to be able to give the Browns. Not a big back at only 208 pounds. So at 5'9", 208, you wonder how many between the tackles he's got in him today.
Jake Moreland is the H-back with White, and here comes White off tackle, and he stopped cold at the 41 after a gain of 2. Log on to NFL.com as this week's Stat Pack breaks down kickers and their ability to get the job done in crunch time this season. Just go to NFL.com or America Online, keyword NFL.com. Well, for Green Bay, their kicker's name is Longwell. If I had a kicker, I had to pick a name, that'd be a pretty good one. Long and well. And he was last week, as long as 54, but he had a PAT block today. Incomplete into the flat to Jake Moreland, and the former Western Michigan Bronco unable to hold on as Niall Diggs there on the coverage.
Pretty good play action that time by Couch. He throws the ball right there, a little behind Moreland, who had to pivot for it. But again, the snowflakes are flying, and the Browns are playing from a deficit. And this is not their strength. This is a football team that has to play field position. They have to hope on some turnovers from their defensive football team. Getting into a shootout, that's not Cleveland's game.
4 wides, Couch in the shotgun, 3rd and 8. Down the middle, intercepted. Right into the arms of Darren Sharper, and Sharper, who leads the Packers in interceptions, or are they going to allow it? No, they're coming back and saying the ball was scooped off the ground by Sharper. That would have been his 5th. 4th down, punting team on.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Let's take a look at it from behind. This ought to give us a pretty definitive look. Whoa, from that angle, it looks like a catch. Now, he did have it in his right hand going down, and somehow, when we see it the next time, it was in his left hand.
Defined as Chris Gardocki. He's never had a kick blocked in the NFL. Heading for the goal line and into the end zone. The touchdown.
Well, where did it touch? Where did it touch? There we go. They better cover that up.
Green Bay will have it at their own 20 when we come back with a 13-point cushion.
The holiday season in New York is probably the nicest time of the year.
Robots are hot this year. Dolls are hot.
There's 27,000 lights that will go on this tree.
We have carrot cake, truffle, Isabella, soccer tart, Bosco tart, raspberry tart,
Twink, Stubby, Cupid, New House.
It's the most glamorous city in the world.
Own Pearl Harbor on DVD. This 2-disc set contains hours of exclusive bonus material, including behind-the-scenes and documentary footage. The Pearl Harbor 60th Anniversary Commemorative Edition DVD. Own it now.
Buy an Olympus D510 or C700 and you get the most realistic digital images yet. And now you can store up to 600 of them free. Get an Olympus Smart Media Card free when you buy either camera. Go to freecard.olympus.com for details. Nothing's impossible. Olympus.
Tomorrow's the big event. Are we there?
The work is there.
Excellent.
But it's not here.
Not here?
Not here. We have a glitch.
A glitch?
A glitch.
New York's flights are garbled. The servers in London are down, and everything from Asia has just plain vanished.
Vanished?
Vanished. You know, a glitch.
So no pitch. Well, what do we do tomorrow?
Discuss our global capabilities.
And that's when it hits you. You are so ready for IBM.
He was tough, spirited, and intimidating. yet he's remembered as compassionate and generous. CBS Sports presents The Bear, the legend of Coach Paul Bryant, next Saturday.
Season's greetings from Butch Davis and the Cleveland Browns. I want to thank our military troops for fighting for our freedom. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Thank you, Coach Davis, who's led his team to 6 wins, beat the Super Bowl champions Baltimore twice into overtime and losses to the Steelers and the Bears. This team is building. Too many injuries has made it increasingly difficult, and now trailing 13-0. The give is to Amon Green, and he struggles for a couple. And the whistle blew, but the struggles continue.
Well, Amon Green taking exception to Wally Rayner, the middle linebacker for the Browns, who kept pulling and pulling and pulling. That's Marco Rivera, the right guard, who's got an enormous cast on his left hand. See, there's Rayner, number 58. Oh, and he's grabbing him by the helmet. Oh, no wonder Green's a little upset. Rayner's got him by the bottom of the helmet, hooking his fingers under there, trying to pull him backwards. That's not a very hospitable thing to do.
2nd and 7. They bring a corner blitz, and Barr throws incomplete. Tried to hit William Henderson as fullback. Wally Rayner on the coverage. And providing the pressure was Mark Smith, the defensive tackle. Well, next Sunday, CBS NFL doubleheader as we get ready for the new year. Most of you will be with Dan, Bonnie, and myself. The Colts at the Rams. Others will see the Jets and the Bills. Other regional action, check your local listings. In the late game, Oakland at Denver or Seattle at San Diego. It all starts with Team Nance from New York at noon here on CBS. Favre, who is a perfect 8 for 8 until that last misfire. And this one almost intercepted as darting in for a possible play was Dalen McCutcheon, intended for Dorsey Levens.
Well, that was outstanding coverage by the Browns. Brett bought all sorts of time on that rollout. He must have held the ball for a good 8 seconds and still couldn't find anybody.
So the punting team on. Josh Bidwell, who kicked at Oregon in his 2nd year with the Packers. Former outstanding baseball catcher and now using his feet in the NFL. Kevin Johnson and Dennis Northcutt are back for Cleveland. Good kick. Fair catch. Northcutt at the 35-yard line, and Cleveland will put it in play there after a 42-yard punt. Coming January 15th on CBS, the creator of JAG brings you a new drama, dares to take you inside the Supreme Court. Joe Mantegna and James Garner star in First Monday. Don't miss the series premiere Tuesday, January 15th on CBS. And some of the Santa Clauses are Packer fans. See a lot of them up in this part of the country. And they're so close to the North Pole.
And there's no snow on the ground here, and this is a chance that folks up here are hoping for a white Christmas.
Haven't had any snow until today. Couch has to scramble out of bounds at the 37-yard line. No sack, a gain of 2. Tyrone Williams there, the nearest Packer. And down to the 1:35 mark of the opening quarter after 2 quick scoring drives by Green Bay. As we look at the Packers and their position in the playoffs of the NFC, with the Rams winning again today. The Bears squeaked out a win. Philly a loser. San Francisco now 11-3, and Green Bay at 9-4. If it ended today, they'd be on the road as a wild card in the first week. Jamel White couldn't find room to make the corner and is tackled after a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 7. Darren Sharper led the charge.
And here's the rest of Green Bay's schedule. We can see Minnesota has to come here on Sunday, and then the makeup game, January the 6th, they go to the Meadowlands to play the Giants. Of course, what the Green Bay Packers want for Christmas is a 4th loss for the Chicago Bears. What they'd like to do is end up with the same record as the Chicago Bears. The Packers then would win the tiebreaker for the division title because of their 2 wins over the Bears.
And the Bears have Detroit and Jacksonville left on their schedule. 4 wides on 3rd and 7. Couch fires the ball, and it is almost caught on the second chance by Quincy Morgan. He had it initially, trying to tip it to himself, but Mike McKenzie, battling all the way from his corner spot, knocked it away.
Yeah, Morgan has this catch if it's not for the hard hit by McKenzie. But watch McKenzie close, and as the ball is still up in the air and on the hands, the hit by McKenzie knocks it loose. Morgan almost has the concentration to bring it back in, but that was a good play by Mike McKenzie.
Antonio Freeman back on the punt return. As the kick by Gardocki bounces to Freeman, lets it go.
Oh, never did anything so ugly end up so attractive.
All the way to the 5-yard line. Gardocki will take it. It's good for 57 yards. No one will ask about that when they factor it into your average.
That's the kind of punt that takes place at 2 in the morning.
Well, Wednesday, always one of the outstanding television shows of the year. It's a don't miss. President Bush and the world's biggest stars. America pays tribute to Jack Nicholson and Julie Andrews and more. It's the Kennedy Center Honors, Wednesday on CBS. That's one of the premier events of any television year. So Green Bay from the 5-yard line, as Favre sets up shop with a 13-0 lead. 10 seconds left in the quarter. On Green, and he gets about 3. Dwayne Rudd, the tackler for the Cleveland Browns, as the first quarter comes to an end here at Lambeau Field, with the Packers leading the Cleveland Browns 13-0. And we'll return to Wisconsin right after these messages.
Let's sound it out for your Pittsburgh Steelers!
I don't care what stadium you work for, right? If you want to write a check for who let the dogs out, I'm still going to need to see some ID.
Next time, use the Visa check card instead of cash or checks. It'll get you in, out, and on with life.
Singular Wireless, supporting self-expression nationwide.
6 survivors remain. 3 episodes left. CBS Thursday. Someone's going to get the African safari of a lifetime, and someone's going to get the boot. Will it be the women versus the men in an unforgettable tribal council?
Are you kidding me?
All new Survivor, CBS Thursday.
Hi, I'm Jameer Miller. This is my wife Raquel, my daughter Amara, and my daughter Ashlyn. And we'd like to wish you and yours happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thank you, Jameer. It was nice meeting him yesterday, wasn't it? He had a great year, leads in tackles, 13 sacks, could break Bill Glass's long-standing sack record, 14.5 for Cleveland.
But he's a team guy, Dick. He had to go from weak side linebacker now to playing defensive end. That's a tough transition.
Favre throwing into the flat, right through the midst of Bubba Frank. He was all alone, trying to run before he had grabbed it.
Well, if it's not in the end zone, Bubba doesn't want any part of catching the football. Bubba's only got 2 touchdown passes so far. There he is right there working against Jameer Miller. Brett Favre finds him as he finds a hole, and then unchallenged leaving the line of scrimmage. A really easy touchdown as Brett drops it right on his palms. But in the open field, Bubba, I guess, uninterested.
If he'd have caught that one, it would tie his career high of 5 catches in a game. Has 4 already.
Well, you introduced Bill Schrader as the leading touchdown receiver. You have to change that now. Bubba's taking
right. 9-8.
Yeah.
This one goes out of bounds. Intended for Schrader, a Wisconsin native, went to high school in Sheboygan. He's thinking about an art dealership after he leaves football, as he has a wildlife collection of posters. And he likes the fact that he's a cheesehead. He said, "Come down to my area." He said, "You'll give you some not only cheese but sausage, good sausage."
Well, can you have one without the other?
Halftime is approaching, big fella.
That's not right.
Bidwell. He drives it deep. Kevin Johnson all the way back to the 37. Gets a block, 45, and skips out of bounds at the 48-yard line. So good field position for the Browns. Fans wanted a block in the back call, did not get it.
Pretty savvy crowd here.
Just into the second quarter with the Packers in front, 13-0.
Hey, pal, when did you see the light?
I was working away from home. On my own dime, it's crazy to stay anywhere but Motel 6. I can take the extra money and invest it in something.
Yeah, like pizza.
Well, call us and see the light for yourself.
All power toothbrushes are not created equal. Sonicare's patented sonic technology and dynamic cleaning actions get your teeth whiter and healthier in 28 days, guaranteed. Ask your dentist about Sonicare.
Looking to save a little time this holiday season?
Then go to BestBuy.com. You can find great gift ideas online. Then when you come to the store, you'll know just what to get. Best Buy. This holiday, turn on the fun.
Where are the biggest stars, including Michael Douglas,
Carol Burnett,
Oprah Winfrey,
President Bush,
Vice President Cheney, and more, spending the holidays celebrating at the Kennedy Center? Join the stars as they honor screen legends Julie Andrews, Jack Nicholson, musical genius Quincy Jones, Pavarotti, and more. The Kennedy Center honors, CBS Wednesday.
Luciano will be one of those honored at the Kennedy Center Awards as we return to action with Cleveland at their own 47-yard line, trailing 13-0. Jamel White can't get outside this time, smothered in green. Led by John Theory.
Well, we all know being a gunner on the punt team is no fun. And that the last punt for the Packers, that fell on this guy, Keith Thibodeau. Watch number 36. That's Chris Akins, who used to be here in Green Bay. Oh, there's a little message. A couple shots to the head. Let's take his jersey off at the same time. Anthony Henry, number 37, also in on the action.
Like the WWF, no foul.
I'm telling you, the first time that special team coach goes, "Hey, I want you to be my gunner on the punt team," I bet you a lot of guys have just gone, gulp.
Anybody want pizza? Second and 13. Caught. Fine throw. And out of bounds goes Kevin Johnson, who started today as the leading Browns receiver with 65, far more than any other wideout for Tim Couch, and he has another.
Well, you mentioned the good throw, Dick. That's because Tim Couch is just having to throw the football with Niall Diggs right in his face. And he delivers a very good ball to Kevin Johnson, who has started every football game for the Cleveland Browns franchise since they started up again 3 years ago.
So up to 67 catches with 2 today. Went to Syracuse as a quarterback the same year Donovan McNabb went to Syracuse as a quarterback. Needless to say, he's playing wide receiver. Couch wide open over the middle is Andre King, and he fumbles the ball. Oh my! Covered by Bernardo Harris. Green Bay has it.
Well, King, you think, is going to put up an argument that he was down. Look at Bernardo. He's, again, taking a little of the tundra back to the Green Bay sideline. I'm sure Butch Davis would like a look at this to see whether or not he should challenge. Right in the middle there, 84. Going to head upfield, just trying to make something happen.
Well, hard to tell from that angle.
Let's see if we could tell from this angle where if we... Oh, yeah, there's the football. Yeah. It's out. That's a fumble. Excellent call by the officiating staff.
Rob Holmberg, trailing the play, made the hit. And just when it appeared the Browns might move in, make it a 13-7 game, King coughs it up, and Harris is there to cover. First down, Favre and the Packers at their 13. That's 2 turnovers to Green Bay side. Favre to the side. Schrader close to a first down. Corey Fuller, the defender. Saturday, it's the All-American icon known as Bear. See the legend of Coach Paul Bryant through the eyes of Joe Namath, Ken Stabler, Bo Jackson, and more. And for more, go to cbs.sportsline.com. American Online, keyword CBS Sportsline. The Bear. Just to hear those baritone bass sounds that Bryant commanded respect. Second and short. And it's Green through a good-sized hole and an easy first down out to the 28-yard line. Green looking at a possible 100-yard opening half the way he's rumbling. Nice young man. He fits this Green Bay environment. He's been adopted by these Packer fans here and talks about making this his home.
Well, he should have been adopted by this group. He had 1,175 yards last year. Couple that with 73 receptions, so they're used to seeing Amon Green come through big time for them. And you know, he's relegated Dorsey Levens to just a spectator over on the Green Bay bench, and Dorsey used to be the man here.
Green only 10 yards away from his total of last year, in fact. He's got it again. Across the 30 to the 32-yard line. 4 more added to his total. McKinley and Rudd collaborate on the stop.
Dick, don't you like that? Amon Green headed straight for the sidelines, but then just stops abruptly and heads straight upfield. Not avoiding the hit. Let's take a guy on and let's pound for some tough yards instead of taking the easy way out and just continue that sprint to the sideline.
Batman. He has a whole memorabilia collection of Batman items, including, he said, Christmas ornaments are ready to go on the tree. Batman.
Yes, Batman, that's always really synonymous with Christmas.
Well, I guess someplace, somewhere. Needs 7 more yards rushing to establish a new career mark. Long handoff. Green spins. Twists across the 35. He'll be 3 yards shy of a first down.
Well, Amon Green has been busy. This was right off the bat as he gets outside on the Browns early in the first quarter. Brett finds him in the middle. It's just, you name it, Amon Green is doing it, whether to the outside, to the inside, or catching passes from Brett Favre. He is what everyone knows he is coming into this game, the go-to guy in this Packer offense.
Giving a breather here is Dorsey Levens in the backfield on 3rd and 3. Favre, and finally throws incomplete, almost intercepted on the sidelines as Dwayne Rudd was there.
Well, I think he's hurt. I think Rudd slipped at the very end there trying to get that football that was out of bounds, and he landed really awkwardly. Brett flips this ball out of bounds. He knows this is no trouble. Yeah, you can see the right leg slipped out from underneath Dwayne Rudd, and he landed really hard. Watch his right leg there. See how it just gave out, and he landed on his right side, really. Brett might have set the record for fakes on that as he pumped it about 5 different times. Farvian.
On Christmas Day.
The champ is here!
Nominated for 3 Golden Globes, including Best Actor Will Smith.
I'm a bad man! You lucky he hold me back, man.
Opens everywhere Tuesday.
A chunky quarterback moment. Kurt Warner's mom gave him new Campbell's Chunky Chicken and Dumplings. Filled up right by big chunks of chicken and hearty dumplings, Mom's Little Dumpling. did a little damage.
Happy holidays from your friends at Miller.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Ali, starring Will Smith, coming this Christmas to theaters everywhere. Best Buy, for the latest technology, turn on the fun at Best Buy. And by Dodge, you can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge.
Welcome back with a 13-0 Green Bay lead. 10:31 remaining in the half. Josh Bidwell to punt it away. Kevin Johnson comes up to get it. Now he's going to let it roll, and it'll go out of bounds at the 26-yard line. 39-yard punt for Gardocki. Tonight on CBS, the only thing Professor Max Bickford loves more than teaching is inspiring his own kids. CBS invites you to see television at its best. The Education of Max Bickford tonight on CBS. And for the best NFL coverage on the net, including expert analysis and live scoreboards, go to cbs.sportsline.com or America Online, keyword CBS Sportsline.
Well, let's see if Cleveland can put together a decent drive. They got into Green Bay territory last time they had the football prior to Andre King's fumble.
And stopped twice by an interception and a fumble in Green Bay territory. Good little move by Jamel White, and then puts his head down and gains nearly 5 before Mike McKenzie can come up to help out on the tackle. And Bonnie Bernstein, what do you have for us?
Dick, injury update for you on defensive end John Theory with the Packers. He re-aggravated his MCL, his right knee injury that kept him out 2.5 games. They're going to reevaluate him at halftime, and we'll keep you posted on whether he's coming back or not.
All right, thanks, Bonnie, for that report. Theory, who has missed a couple of games and apparently aggravating that same knee.
How about Bonnie? Got the matching hat, scarf, and gloves.
She's ready for the holidays.
Very nice look.
Second down and 5. House under pressure. Straight arms. Breaks out of a tackle and fights his way to a first down at the 42-yard line. Boy, if he'd have gotten free of Bernardo Harris, who clipped his heel, he had about 25 more yards to gain.
Normally a straight arm, somebody who's out in front of you or coming in. Don't see it very often with a guy who's behind you like that. Some real awareness by Tim Couch. Not known as a real nifty guy out in the open field, but boy, that was effective.
And we asked him his favorite athlete growing up, and he said Michael Jordan. Here's a guy that averaged 36 points a game as a junior in basketball in Kentucky. First down. Oh, look at White. Finds open territory. Can anyone catch him? 30, 20, 10, and finally knocked out of bounds by Mike McKenzie, who saves a touchdown, but it's first and goal, Cleveland.
Who had contain on that side for the Green Bay defense? A double tight end formation. Outstanding block over there by Rod Monroe, number 48, and Vonnie Holliday gets pinned to the inside, and McKenzie comes all the way across the field. Keep in mind, he's the cornerback on the far side of the field. He had to cover a lot of real estate to save that touchdown.
With all the talk about Amon Green, how about the other color, Jamal White? He had 91 yards. 51 on that carry.
30 is a good number today for running backs.
Yes. Couch trying to get the Browns back in this one. It's Green again, and not much inside as he's buried, led by Gilbert Brown and Santana Dotson.
Gilbert gives the crowd a little of the gravedigger at the end of that. Gilbert, who's been fighting all sorts of real problems with a turf toe. He's missed 3 of the last 5 games the Packers have played, and the newly slimmed down and remodeled version of Gilbert Brown. But he's still the gravedigger.
He's happier than he was a few years ago, the last couple of years, and he fought that overweight. 2nd and goal. Morgan in motion. Pounce. Throws complete. And out of bounds goes Kevin Johnson, short of the first down. McKenzie, the tackler. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 3.
Well, Mike McKenzie really busy, and that was a good tackle. You know, when you're out there corner on a play like that, you misapply a tackle, you take the wrong angle, and that's an easy touchdown. And he got a sure, solid tackle on Kevin Johnson.
He's looking for plenty of vocal support from the fans down in that end zone. Big play for the Browns. 3rd and goal from the 3. Empty backfield. Fake to Morgan. Shovel pass. Touchdown. Jamal White. That was a clever play. He brought Morgan in motion and faked the reverse, and then the shovel pass for the score.
Well, they're in a completely balanced formation with 2 wingbacks, and the wingback to the left was Jamal White. And you're right, after the fake, it's just the shovel. And that was a good-looking formation with it being completely balanced. 2 tight ends, 2 wingbacks outside both of the tight ends, and then faking it to Morgan. That was a well-drawn-up play by Bruce Arians, the offensive coordinator.
Remember, this is a Browns team that has struggled rushing the ball as the extra point added by Phil Dawson to make it a 13-7 game. This is a team that's been averaging only 3 yards a rush, but that was without Jamal White as a starter.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Last minute shopping?
like that, you misapply a tackle, you take the wrong angle, and that's an easy touchdown. And he got a sure, solid tackle on Kevin Johnson.
He's looking for plenty of vocal support from the fans down in that end zone. Big play for the Browns. 3rd and goal from the 3. Empty backfield. Fake to Morgan. Shovel pass. Touchdown. Jamel White. That was a clever play. He brought Morgan in motion and faked the reverse, and then the shovel pass for the score.
Well, they're in a completely balanced formation with 2 wingbacks, and the wingback to the left was Jamel White. And you're right, after the fake, it's just the shovel. And that was a good-looking formation with it being completely balanced, 2 tight ends, 2 wingbacks outside both of the tight ends, and then faking it to Morgan. That was a well-drawn-up play by Bruce Arians, the offensive coordinator.
Remember, this is a Browns team that has struggled rushing the ball as the extra point added by Bill Dawson to make it a 13-7 game. This is a team that's been averaging only 3 yards a rush, but that was without Jamel White as a starter.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Last minute shopping?
Last second.
Have a good one.
Night, Alex.
Window up there, Chief.
This holiday season, imagine if we all gave just one extra gift.
This is for you.
In a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go.
Excuse me, can you take Timmy to tuba practice?
No problem.
Hey, mister.
Battle of Gettysburg?
No problem. Can you take me to the truck, please? No problem.
Tu peux nous amener à l'école?
Dodge Caravan. It offers an exclusive power rear hatch.
Hey, my pony.
And 972 seating configurations.
It's the night before Christmas. Get ready to laugh. First, with a horrible gift.
Giraffe!
Take the joy out of Christmas.
The more you talk, the more I hate.
Hey, Merry Christmas! The King of Queens. Then raccoons are ruining Ellen's holiday.
God gave them little masks to make them look like burglars.
The Ellen Show. Next, it's Raymond's last-minute shopping tip.
What do women want?
And hit the mall with Becker.
I'm in hell.
It all happens CBS Monday.
Access NFL.com now on America Online. Get live game day coverage and real-time stats at AOL keyword NFL.com.
Endurance and determination are the keys to surviving the world's toughest tennis. The U.S. Open is on CBS Sports.
Appropriately, Cleveland's Jamel White scores on that shovel pass, that run that set up the score. 51 yards, by far the longest of the season. 51 yards. The longest all year was 22 by James Jackson. And White near 100 yards in productivity in this first half has given the Browns a good look at an upset now. 13-7 short kick. And out comes Dorsey Levens and tackled by the former Packer, Chris Akins. Akins with a stop. Following the game, log on to NFL.com. Get the latest updates on the playoff picture. Starting to crystallize, as well as analysis from the experts. NFL.com, America Online, keyword NFL.com. That was a 74-yard drive in 6 plays for Cleveland. Took them only 3:15 to score, and we have 7 minutes to go here in the opening half. Butch Davis celebrating the first offensive touchdown in 9 quarters. Screen it. Dorsey Levens. And Levens, who runs that play so well, near a first down at the 47-yard line. Felipe Claybrooks and Dwayne Rudd with the tackle.
Well, a staple of this offense is the screen. Really well executed. You see the defensive line pinned to the inside, and just the flip to Dorsey Levens, and by that time you see the blockers out front. Mike Wall gets out in front. Mike Flanagan gets out in front. This is a smaller Green Bay line in the middle that can really get up and run. These guys can cover some ground. I mean, they're good athletes, and you need a good athlete to get out in front on a screen.
2nd and 1, and it's Ahmad Green, and they are there to greet him right at the yardsticks. It'll be very close as Mark Smith and Gerard Warren make the tackle. Other scores about to be reported at the bottom of your screen. Dallas early on against Arizona.
That's big Gerard Warren, who was third player taken in the draft, number 94 right there. And Butch Davis said this guy is going to be great for a long time. He said, you know, you talk about hitting the rookie wall. Gerard told us, well, yeah, I hit that wall, but I've worked my way through it. As we see the first down, and what did Butch tell us? That in the last 4 weeks, he has played 4 consecutive superb football games.
6'4", 322. He was even heavier when we met him last night. He had a fur coat and about 5 pounds of jewelry. Quite a charming young guy.
And of course, if you wonder where you've heard the name Gerard Warren, yes, he's the one who knocked out Mark Brunell and got fined $35,000 by the NFL earlier this season.
Draw to Green, and he's able to wiggle through a small hole to the 49 of the Cleveland Browns and a gain of 4. Let's go to B squared.
Well, Dick, on that last Cleveland offensive drive, got the running game going, gave the defense a rest. Not something that's really been a luxury this year. There have been 6 different games where the defense has played 75 or more snaps. And when you look at the fact that the average is, low to mid 60s, that's an awful lot of snaps for a defense to take.
Foes Fazio, the defensive coordinator, showing the wear. Second and a short 7. Over the middle to Freeman. Was Corey Bradford, who's able to take it down to the 38-yard line and the first down. Bradford's first catch of the game.
Out of the shotgun, Brett Favre in command, very comfortable running it from the shotgun, and then on a crossing pattern underneath. Brett has done the evolution of his career. It used to be he'd look at a receiver. If that guy wasn't open, then away he goes. Now Brett Favre is checking down like it's just second nature to him, and I think a 4th MVP is well within his grasp.
He's going to get some votes, that's for certain. Back he goes. Underneath the throw to the tight end, Tyrone Davis. And Davis to the 33, a gain of about 5. Rayner and Rudd, the tacklers.
And there's an excellent example. Tyrone Davis was not the guy that Brett Favre was looking for initially. Brett's working to the right side of the field, then goes to the middle, and then finally checks all the way back down to Tyrone Davis, taking the safe throw, the easy 5 yards. It's been just pleasurable to watch him become, at 32, the player he is.
Never lost in conditions like this at Green Bay, 28-0, when it's 34 degrees or colder. Green doesn't find much there. Backed up at the 31-yard line, and that'll bring up 3rd down and a long 3. Favre, nicknamed Country, and there you see that statistic. You heard earlier, as Dan reported at halftime of the first game, that December's been his time. 18-10, 18-2, 30 degrees. It shows there with a chill down in the teens. Actually, it's warmer now than it was a couple hours ago. 3rd down pass into the flat. Henderson. Ooh, is he hammered by a trio of Browns, and they're saying there's a fumble. No signal yet. Rayner, Rudd, and Fuller all there to combine on a tough hit on Henderson right at the yardsticks, and they say Green Bay's ball.
I think Corey Fuller was the first one to make the hit on Henderson. Watch this. This is just power, but that's an outstanding tackling position by Corey Fuller. And 3 Browns on top of Henderson. And did the ball come out on his way down?
Yes, it did. That was a fumble, and Favre is hurrying them up to the line of scrimmage.
Though it doesn't make any difference because the whistle would have blown.
Throw to the end zone. Incomplete. Incidental contact as Antonio Freeman streaking on the deep slant or a little on the coverage.
When the guy's ruled down by contact, there's no use going back and taking a look at it because it's not reviewable anyway.
See how Brett Favre has distributed the ball all year long. He's let everyone have their chance. And so it is again today. Tight end getting 6. The combination coming in of tight ends had caught 40 passes, and Green, the leading catcher, with 54. Schrader with 46, and Freeman with 46. Favre fires to Davis, and Davis, in his first serious duty of the year, has another catch as McCutcheon and Rudd make the tackle. Tyrone played his college ball at Virginia, and Rudd at Alabama. Ball at the 21, where he approached the 2-minute timeout here in Green Bay. And what started as a Green Bay runaway, they were in the sleigh, has become a 6-point game.
Sir, I pulled you over for driving in the carpool lane without a second passenger.
Oh, nice detective work, Sherlock.
What did you say? What? Nothing. I'm just going to let you up for the warning this time. All right.
I got your warning right here.
Woody! I got your ticket right here.
Dodge Stratus. With available 200 horsepower and race-inspired handling, you'll try anything to keep moving.
Nice, folks. I didn't know they made those for men.
Need a trim? Introducing the new Remington Precision, the only trimmer with ceramic blades, sharper than steel, for a precise trim every time. The new Remington Precision, sharper than steel.
Catcher's mitt for son, $47. Catcher's mitt that comes with Space Camp for son, priceless. Use your MasterCard to win 5 priceless gifts, including a trip to Space Camp.
The CIA has always battled terrorism.
Iraq's fingerprints are all over this.
But now the rules have changed.
Somebody with a Dixie cup and a plan
could kill thousands.
And the gloves are off.
What the hell is going on there?
CBS takes you inside the world's most secret organization.
We're the good guys, remember?
With a powerful drama.
They got me in to protect
that will show you how far the CIA will go.
I'm gonna find out how he died without anyone's help.
In the fight for freedom.
The American people are safer for our actions today.
The Agency, CBS Thursday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nextel. Nextel, how business gets done. And by Remington Microscreen 3 TCT Shaver, a totally close shave even on the tough spots.
Welcome back to Green Bay, and while we have a moment, on behalf of all of us at CBS, our sympathy to the friends and family of Dick Schaap. How he could massage a word and bring out not only the meaning but the joy that he himself represented in the sports world.
Well said, Dick. And again, everyone in the sports world, our best to the Schaap family and our deepest sympathies.
A lot of fans here in Green Bay. Of course, Dick Schaap wrote the early books of Jerry Kramer. Instant Replay was the first big hit. Had a fondness for the Packers and this play. Over the middle, and Antonio Freeman can't quite pull it in. Awkward opportunity, and out comes the field goal team for Green Bay.
I read an article today written where someone mentioned that maybe Instant Replay, Dick, was the first book that they'd ever read by choice, and I think I'm in that group. Rare Brett Favre miscue a little bit behind Antonio Freeman. Freeman could have caught it, but it wasn't Brett's best throw of the first half. But Instant Replay, the Chronicle of Jerry Kramer and the championship Packers squad. What a wonderful book.
Longwell is well long. And from 39, the Packers extend their lead 16-7.
The holiday season in New York is probably the nicest time of the year.
Robots are hot this year. Dolls are hot. There's 27,000 lights that will go on this tree.
We have carrot cake, truffle, Isabella, soccer tart, Bosco tart, raspberry tart,
Twink, Stubby, Cupid, New House.
It's the most glamorous city in the world.
John Nash was one of the greatest minds of his generation.
You are the best codebreaker I have ever seen.
But the extraordinary gift that set him apart...
I've got myself into something.
...would push him...
Out there.
Who? ...beyond his limits.
John, talk to me!
A Beautiful Mind, nominated for 6 Golden Globes, including Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Picture. A Beautiful Mind, rated PG-13, now playing in select theaters everywhere January 4th.
You have one new message.
John, it's Bob. I tried tracking you down everywhere, so I'm leaving this on your cell phone. Look, about your merger meeting this morning, whatever you do, avoid the boardroom. I was talking to maintenance, and they just lacquered the table, and it needs 24 hours to dry. Man, I hope you get this.
With ordinary cell phones, you leave messages, but with Nextel Direct Connect, the digital two-way radio, you get right through.
This is a message from America to the extraordinary men and women who are serving their nation during this holiday season. For folks back home,
you guys are the true heroes. And from all my people, my family at home in San Diego, we really appreciate you guys over there.
America says thank you.
Welcome back. 1:52 left before the break. Cleveland has all of its timeouts as Longwell tees it up, and Benjamin Gay and Andre King at the other end.
With the snow falling and the temperature in the 20s, it's starting to cover the field.
And there are some areas that are worn down. It'll get slippery. This is Andre King through a hole and out to the 40-yard line. Todd McBride made the stop. And coming up on the Nextel halftime report, Jim, Mike, Randy, Jerry for all the scores and highlights.
Well, right now for the Cleveland Browns, they can't make a mistake. In other words, yes, it'd be nice to get a score in here before halftime, but Tim Couch has to be careful. He admitted to us, I need to learn to get better with the football, not take as many chances, be a little more patient. You're down 16-7. You don't want to give the Packers another opportunity.
His one interception was off a deflection that hit the back of one Packer and caromed to Bao. From his own 40, he starts on the ground with Jamil White, who has had a big first half for the Browns. Vonnie Holiday, and why shouldn't a man with that last name get a call today? Makes the stop for Green Bay. Holiday off a great performance last week, 9 solos, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. Couch underneath, complete, and Morgan breaks out of one tackle and another. And he's to the Green Bay 46-yard line and a first down. Darren Sharper finally got him to the snowy turf. They don't use a timeout. They have all 3. Clock runs 1:08. Underneath again, this time to Johnson, and he darts through.
Take your timeout, Tim. Yeah.
And they do with a first down at the 30-yard line and 57 seconds left in the half.
Now, exclusively from the NFL Shop, you can customize your very own official NFL replica jersey. Pick a team, choose a number, use your name or your favorite player. It's up to you. NFL Shop will make one in any style you want, just $64.99. So call now and order for yourself or a friend. Get the gear, get in the game, exclusively from NFL Shop. Call 1-877-NFL-SHOP now or visit us at NFL Shop on NFL.com.
Well, lots to report, so stay tuned for the Nextel halftime report. Jim, Randy, Coach Mike, Coach Jerry, they'll have lots to say about this one and all the scores and highlights today, so stay tuned. They'll bring you right up to date. And Cleveland and Butch Davis hoping part of that halftime report will be 16-14 Green Bay. First down at the 31 of the Packers. Into the flat. Dangerous. It is picked off. Tyrone Williams is going all the way for a Packer touchdown. Make that. Mike Sherman hopes to report it'll be Packers 23, Browns 7 at halftime. As Tyrone Williams, a very dangerous flat pass intended for Jamel White, and Tyrone Williams takes it 69 yards for the score.
Well, Tim Couch talked about taking care of the football, but he didn't.
extra point. 23-7.
Just exactly what Tim was talking to us about yesterday. I have to be patient. I can't force the ball. I've hurt this team with turnovers. And that's a throw that Brett Favre shouldn't try. A long out. And that's just, in this day and age, a good cornerback will eat that up. And Tyrone Williams all over that pattern from the get-go.
Williams' third interception of the year and his second career touchdown.
All the way across this field with the wind, the snow.
Well, that's 3 turnovers for Green Bay, and Cleveland has coughed it up all 3 times when they're in Packer territory and fairly deep in the Green Bay territory. Now that's the frustration of Butch Davis and his team. Couch trying to do too much, perhaps.
Well, and Butch Davis just has to hope that it becomes a learning experience for his young quarterback and his young team. But other than the first 4 or 5 minutes of this football game, where the Cleveland Browns looked like they were in complete shock at being here at Lambeau, and the Packers go in for 2 quick scores and a 13-0 lead. Other than those first 4 minutes, they played the Packers pretty well, and Butch knows it.
You see the turnovers when they were 4-4 starting, only 9 turnovers and 18 now since in the last 6 games as Andre King takes the kickoff and is knocked down at the 28-yard line with 39 seconds left, and the Browns with 2 timeouts. Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, Olympians, Ironmen, mountain bikers, and triathletes from around the globe take on Mother Nature at the Xterra World Championship. For more, go to cbs.sportsline.com. America Online, keyword CBS Sportsline. 14-0 off turnovers for the Packers. 2 turnovers on the interceptions of Couch and then the fumble deep in Green Bay territory. So Couch back to work, 39 seconds, and you wonder if they'll try anything elaborate here. Nope, it's Jamel White. And he skids around the corner to the 32-yard line. And no timeout called as Browns without a huddle hurry to the line of scrimmage. Jamel White now has hit the 100-yard mark in 12 carries. Couch. Oh, up to attack was Todd McBride up around the helmet, but no flag.
Man, it's the second stiff arm today we've seen Tim Couch be pretty effective with. And that was remember we saw him give the one to a guy coming up from behind. Well, this one is in your face. Look at that, right in the throat. He gets Todd McBride. And McBride did not like that at all. Ooh, it's tough to get that. That wasn't Jim Brown that did that to you. That was Tim Couch, the quarterback.
12 seconds left, 3rd and 1. And back to White, who adds to his 100 yards this half out to the 44-yard line. And that probably will wind it up as a little extracurricular activity. And they'll be excused for the first 30 minutes. At the half, no, they're going to call time. 5 seconds. Timeout.
This January, every freedom we have.
Abortion is wrong, but is it unconstitutional?
Every law we obey.
The offense was a triple murder.
Every hope we share.
Precedent can be overturned if it's wrong. Or reaffirmed if it's right.
Is in their hands.
Let's go make history.
Now, the creator of JAG takes you inside the highest court in the land.
All stand for the justices of the Supreme Court of the United States.
Joe Mantegna, James Garner. First Monday, premieres CBS January 15th.
Tim Couch, the first player selected, the first player in the draft of 1999 out of the University of Kentucky after his junior year. Now the last play of this opening half, and undoubtedly he'll wind it up and try to get it toward the end zone and hope a deflection or a leaping catch might produce a miracle score. Steps up, And he's just going to tuck it away and run it to the sidelines and out of bounds after a gain of about 13. Niall Diggs is closest to him. Butch Davis, you know, this first 30 minutes, a microcosm of the entire season. At times so close, looking so good, and then just one play, it shatters in your face. Down to Bonnie Bernstein.
Butch, 2 times the Packers have scored off of turnovers by your offense. How much do you contemplate going maybe a little more conservative in the second half?
No, we can't really go conservative, Bonnie. We've been able to move the ball. We just got to do a better job of hanging on to it, protected. You know, obviously we get the throw down there, and Andre turns it over inside the 15. We've got a chance of getting points. That's the only chance we've got to try to get back in and stay aggressive.
Good, thanks.
Butch Davis, popular with his players, and everyone who meets him leaves feeling the same way. End of the half. Green Bay 23, Cleveland 7. Next up, the Nextel halftime report from New York.
In the fight for freedom and justice,
all we're trying to do here is find out the truth.
you can never have too many heroes. The smash hit Jag, CBS Tuesday.
Join the All-Star tribute to Jack, Julie, and more at the Kennedy Center Honor, CBS Wednesday.
The numbers are in during your Ford dealer's year-end sales event. And now, only for a limited time, you can get special holiday bonus cash back or low 0% financing on Ford cars, SUVs, and built Ford tough trucks. That's cash back as high as $3,500 or choose low 0% financing. But this never-before-offered holiday bonus cash back of up to $3,500 ends January 2nd. See your New England Ford dealer today during their year-end sales event.
In this bottle of Behringer, a 125-year commitment to making great wine. From the only winery ever to win Wine of the Year for both a Cabernet and a Chardonnay. In this glass, the perfect complement to your own special moments, whatever they happen to be. Behringer, all we are in every bottle.
For 90 years, we've helped keep Americans moving, and there's no reason to stop now. That's why Chevrolet has extended 0% financing on almost every new 2002 car we build. Or lease a Chevy Prism sedan for as low as $198 a month with $398 due at signing. Residency restrictions apply. Call for important lease details. So keep America rolling and make your money count at your local Chevy dealer today.
Have a safe and happy holiday from all of us here at CBS 12.
Live from CBS 12, this is a 12 News Halftime Report.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Danielle North. Here is a look at tonight's headlines for you. Just days before Christmas, a fire has destroyed a home in New Bedford and happened at Maple Gardens shortly after 1 o'clock this afternoon. Fire officials say the blaze began near the front of the home and continued on right through the back. One person had to be taken to a nearby hospital for possible smoke inhalation. French police say the man who boarded a jetliner with what authorities say were explosives in his shoes was a Sri Lankan national. The American Airlines flight from Paris to Miami was forced to make an emergency landing at Logan Airport last night. French police have identified the man traveling with a British passport as 28-year-old Tariq Raja, not Richard Colvin Reed, as the passport had read. All 185 passengers and 12 crew members on board did land safely. And now for a quick check of the upcoming holiday forecast, here's TJ Del Santo.
And we have some clouds moving into the area right now. They're continue to thicken up throughout the evening hours. We have some precipitation out in Pennsylvania. That'll be arriving very late in the night. Temperature-wise, it's fairly mild up there, upper 30s to mid-40s, 39 in Smithfield, 39 in Providence. These temperatures will fall a few degrees throughout the evening hours, then rise during the overnight hours, so that will change any precipitation over to mainly rain. So that rain arrives late in the night and will continue into the late morning hours with temperatures rising into the mid-40s. 5-day forecast tonight at 11.
And also coming up tonight at 11, Time Magazine has a new Man of the Year. We told you who the candidates are, so did the magazine choose a hero or a villain? Find out tonight. Also, some historians argue that President Abraham Lincoln owes his success to the Ocean State. Glenn Laxton looks back at a story that is not to be forgotten. And that does it for our 12 News Halftime Update. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Be sure to join us for all the day's news tonight at 11.
justices convene in the highest court of the land. Their deliberations are secret. Their decisions are final.
We've received our first application for a stay of execution.
And there is no appeal.
I object. Sit down. You don't get to object in the Supreme Court.
From the creator of the smash hit Jag comes a riveting new drama that deals with the most important issues in America.
Let's go make history.
First Monday, series premiere CBS Tuesday, January 15th.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel. Get right through.
All right, come on into our Fifth Avenue studios. Jim Nance on the Nextel Halftime Report, along with Mike Ditka, Randy Cross, and the source of information here, Jerry Glanville. We have reached halftime. Couch has been picked twice, and Favre has thrown 2 touchdown passes.
Yeah, and he's got his favorite receiver going today. Seems to be Bubba Franks. He caught him early in the game for a touchdown. He's hitting with a couple other passes. Allman Green's running good. It doesn't look good for Cleveland.
All right, one other game in progress right now, and that's out at Arizona. And the Cardinals and the Cowboys battling, and Arizona trying to overturn an earlier loss this season to the Cowboys, leading by 7 at halftime. Giants over the Seahawks. The Seahawks loss puts the Patriots in 96-yard
Kerry Collins drives them down the field, finds his buddy. I kill you, touchdown.
Well, in many respects, quarterbacks are defined by fourth-quarter comebacks. You had a little heat this year. Just talk about that satisfaction.
Yeah, it's satisfying, and I'm just glad I'm handling it, in the way that I am, and we're going to have bad times. It's part of the game. It's part of the job, and the important thing is to keep fighting, and I'm just glad, I was able to be a part of it 2 weeks in a row.
And the Chargers waste a 145-yard effort out of LaDainian Tomlinson, drives 65 yards by the Chiefs. They lose to the Chiefs.
Hey, this is the Bengals with a tip. And who's got it? Ray Lewis, one of 2 interceptions he had today. He really had 3, but the officials didn't give him one.
Well, we had a choice. Solomon, we had a choice to come out, and we could have laid down after last week. Pittsburgh played a hell of a ball game last week, and they came in our house and took one. But, it was up to us to pick our heads up, come back and realize we're still in this playoff hunt, and come back and just get this victory.
They played a hell of a game last week, Ray. They played one today, too. Cordell Stewart throws his touchdown. Flexi's Burr for his 3rd touchdown pass a day. He ran for 1. That's 4. He's my player of the year.
Stacey Mack had 111 yards rushing, Mike. He pounded the Minnesota Vikings. Chris Carter said goodbye to the fans, and he's been the leader of this operatic team. Me. Oh. Nice rip. How about Urlacher?
Urlacher was unbelievable. He played defense, he played offense, and the Bears squeaked by, but that's what you got to do.
Hey, you talk about pounding the football. Mike Allstott, 100 yards, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had 150 yards rushing. Bad day for the Saints. Ricky Williams, your #1 pick, Mike, he had a total of 13 yards.
That's what was wrong.
Oh, and this was the game I've been trying to show you all day. Buffalo comes back. They go to overtime. Forget this kick. It's good, but Chris Chandler, 429 yards passing in one game.
A feeling good finish. That was the last play regulation. 52 yards for the win. And as far as I'm concerned, this will be the last time you'll see St. Louis playing outside on grass until the preseason next year, because Marshall Faulk helped pound them with 199 yards in Carolina. That was a 70-yarder. And they're 8-0 on the road. You know what that means? Tell them what it means. 5 teams in the history since the expansion have gone 8-0. They've all won the Super Bowl. They're all going on to win the Super Bowl. So New England's in. Pittsburgh gets a first-round bye with its win. And the St. Louis victory means whoever wins the West, whether it's the Rams or the 49ers, will also get a first-round bye. That's what's been decided so far. Now the Packers, with a win, would get in the playoffs. Yes.
Jim, you did
Go ahead.
Without one note, without one sheet of paper.
Well, you gave it all.
You are the best.
You are the man.
You are the
man. Second half's coming up. Thanks for being with us on the Nextel Halftime Report.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel. Get right through.
6 survivors remain. 3 episodes left. CBS Thursday. Someone's going to get the African safari of a lifetime, and someone's going to get the boot. Will it be the women versus the men in an unforgettable tribal council?
Are you kidding me?
All new Survivor, CBS Thursday.
Ooh, that's why I'm easy. I'm easy like Sunday morning, yeah. Oh, I'm easy like Sunday morning.
Santana Dotson of the Green Bay Packers considers himself an average man. He is 6'5", 290 pounds. Average.
Your thigh is big.
His neck is 21 inches around. Again, average.
You got some big feet.
And like many of his teammates, Santana supports the United Way through neighborhood programs in his community. You'd be surprised what an average man can do.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
Ready for the second half with the Packers leading 23-7. Great to see a grown man play so well and enjoy it so much. Brett Favre, no wonder he's so popular. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League continues after this word from your local station.
Happy holidays
from all of us
at CBS.
Don't feel like stopping? Neither does your Pontiac dealer. Because now through January 2nd, get 0% APR financing on all new Pontiac models. Plus $500 holiday bonus on select models. Or apply the bonus and lease a 2002 Grand Prix for as low as $299 a month. Residency restrictions apply. Call for lease details. Hurry, because we've only got until January 2nd. Keep America rolling. Here's Southern New England Pontiac dealer.
Why buy a Fox? The selection.
Why buy a Fox? The best deal.
Why buy a Fox? A knowledgeable service staff. Why buy a Fox Toyota? Our extraordinary staff will help you find a Fox Toyota, service your Fox Toyota, and enjoy your Fox Toyota.
Now, during our annual Toyota-thon, qualified buyers can receive 0% financing on select new Toyotas.
So stop into Fox Toyota today and see why you should buy a Fox.
Come on into Fox Toyota today and get a Fox to go.
This holiday, stay connected to the people who matter most. With the Shared Advantage plan from AT&T Wireless, you'll get unlimited local calling between plan members. The dad could talk to mom could talk to the kids, and the kids could talk to each other as often as they like. Start with 2 phone lines for $59.99 a month and add up to 3 more for only $9.99 each. You can also get up to 5 free phones with nationwide long distance included and plenty of minutes to go around. All for life. Call 1-800-IMAGINE today for a gift that will have the whole family talking.
Before you say goodbye to 2001, hurry to your Nissan dealer, because for 10 days only, you can get an extra $500 cash back on top of already great deals. Get an extra $500 cash back on Sentra. Get $500 cash back on Maxima. Get $500 cash back on Pathfinder. It's Nissan's Goodbye Sales Event. Get $500 cash back plus 0.9% APR on almost every new Nissan. But hurry, because on January 2nd, this offer is definitely saying Nissan. Driven.
Have a safe and happy holiday from all of us here at CBS 12.
Night has fallen in the Midwest. Ready for the second half, and the Green Bay Packers with a 23-7 lead, and of course a win or a tie today, and the Packers assure themselves a part of the playoff picture.
And now if we look at the second half of this game, Dick, Cleveland's going to start with the football, and I think Tim Couch has to somehow regain some confidence. Let's be realistic. If Brett Favre had that type of half, he'd shake it off. Look at the numbers here, over 200 yards offense for the Browns, which is outstanding. But the 3 turnovers, those have been the killers as they've resulted in 14 points for the Packers. But I think they've surprised Green Bay with how well they're moving the football. But Tim just has to take better care of the football.
And as Butch Davis said, the one positive aspect of all the list of injuries for Cleveland is you discover guys that can play. And Jamel White has shown Cleveland fans and NFL fans around the country he can play over 100 yards rushing in that half. Cleveland gets it first. Gay and King are back. It's Andre King. Flag down as King is tackled at the 40-yard line by Keith Thibodeau. That will be the proverbial hand in the back penalty. Dick Hancock had a quiet first half.
Holding.
Oh, holding.
Number 54 on return team during the return. 10-yard penalty. First down.
You know, it's always a good game when we see the referee for the first time in the second half.
That's encouraging.
That was the first penalty of this football game.
Quite unlike last week. Now down to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Dick, the Browns, up until this game, did not score 100 yards rushing in the past 11 games. Mike Sherman, the Packers coach, said, we struggled to adjust to the running game, and even when we did adjust, this is where the offense has the advantage because the field is slippery and it's difficult to tackle. They need to try to attack the run better in the second half.
All right, thanks, Bonnie. And here's Jamel White trying to continue his fine effort of the opening half. He's out across the 30-yard line in the grasp of Big Gilbert Brown.
But you see how White there is taking the choppy steps, and that's what we're talking about when we say keeping your feet underneath you. You don't throw one leg out to the side trying to make that Barry Sanders supercut. You keep your feet underneath you. You take shorter, choppier steps. That way you have a much better chance of maintaining footing.
Well, as a collegian in South Dakota, of course, he had to run in these conditions. Now has 112 yards on just 14 carries. 2nd and 6 for Couch into the flat. Nice catch, but Johnson on that slippery turf couldn't get himself turned around, and Niall Diggs was right there to make the hit for no gain.
The snow has let up a little bit. It's more of a fine snowflake coming down now, not the big fatter flakes that we were seeing at the beginning of the game. Because as you can see, the field is starting to get coated. Those are awfully fine flakes. And football players, that's a field now. That's the way this game is supposed to be played. Darn right I do.
Canton, Ohio. It'd be like that in September if you could have it your way, huh?
Boy, darn right I would.
Underneath and complete to Andre King, and King with a first down for Cleveland out close to the 45. Darren Sharper, the tackler.
Again, a little nifty formation. 3 receivers split out to the right side, and then just running the short flat pattern is Andre King. Such a young receiving corps for these Cleveland Browns. You got 2 rookies, 2 second-year players, and 1 third-year player. A lot of youth.
And then 3 running backs today, all free agents, 2 rookies, and White, who played last year.
Hey, he's the old man, a second-year guy.
Couch, nobody open. Well, good scramble again by the big fella. Looking for a block. There comes the straight arm, and out of bounds at the 50, and he goes tumbling. Bao Zhu makes the stop at midfield, and was there a flag thrown? Yes. Melts in the yellow with the green and yellow colors of the Packers. Couch not known for his scrambling. He's rushed for 93 yards all season. Has 37 today, and this one will come back.
Getting a personal foul here against the Browns. On the far side of the field, Butch Davis hoping for some type of an explanation here, as we've got 5 of the officials huddled up.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Cleveland, number 87, 15-yard penalty. Repeat the down. First down.
That big 7'7" O.J. Santiago, the tight end.
I think he's 6'7".
6'7", I'm sorry. Seems like 7'7". Hard to miss him, though, that's for certain.
Well, Ricky Dudley was the starting tight end for the Browns, and he just joins that long list on injured reserve, and O.J. Santiago is having to step up, and he's, realistically speaking, was really targeted to be the Browns' 3rd tight end this season.
First down and 19. And here's White trying to make the corner, and bumped out of bounds by Holmberg and Hunt. Holmberg, who played several years with the Oakland Raiders, who had to digest a very difficult loss last night in Oakland.
Now, Holmberg here only signed with the Packers back on October the 12th. This is his 7th team on his journey through the National Football League, and his 3rd team just this season. He was with New England and Carolina both. already here in the 2001 season. A traveled veteran.
Seeing duty with the increase to both Nate Wayne and Chris Gizzy at that linebacker spot. Here's White. You can see him gather his feet beneath and gain another 4 after contact out close to the 40-yard line. Bernardo Harris, the leading tackler on the season, has another for Green Bay.
Bernardo Harris, the middle linebacker for this Packer outfit. How about that picture that hangs on the wall of the Green Bay offices of Ray Nitschke? Oh, wow. There is a picture of Ray Nitschke standing over a prone ball carrier. It would be taunting by today's standards.
His looks were taunting. Just looking into his face as a quarterback. 3rd down and 15 for Couch. Underneath the White, and he's hit immediately far short of the first down. Torrance Marshall, the rookie from Oklahoma, with a tackle. And on comes the punting team for Cleveland. Antonio Freeman will return for the Packers. Gardocki now with an NFL record. He started today with 808 consecutive punts without being blocked. Left footer out of Clemson, ready to go again. Freeman, no fair catch from the 15. And down at the 22. 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. Salah makes the tackle, and we have a timeout in Green Bay.
Just go to Southwest.com by December 27th for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials.
You are now free to move about the country.
The Civic Coupe from Honda. It has earned a quadruple 5-star safety rating. But once you leave it, you're on your own.
Little help?
I hate thinking about money. So now that my paintings are starting to sell, I'm planning to put mine with Fidelity Investments.
We have something called the Fidelity Funds Manager Program.
Basically, we'll manage a portfolio of mutual funds for me, according to my goals. If I'm going to let anyone manage my portfolio of mutual funds, it's going to be Fidelity. Let the people who know what they're doing do it.
Leave all the work and the worry to us.
And that's good, because I hate thinking about money.
Fidelity Funds Manager Program. To invest, call, click, or visit Fidelity.
He was tough, spirited, and intimidating. Yet he's remembered as compassionate and generous. CBS Sports presents The Bear, the legend of Coach Paul Bryant, next Saturday.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Coach Bear Bryant, Alabama Crimson Tide, and Green Bay Packers. Vince Lombardi, 3 NFL championships, 2 Super Bowls, the Super Bowl 1 and 2. Lombardi Avenue runs across the western side outside the stadium. There's Favre. He'll probably have a couple of streets named after him before he's through. And right through the hands of Bill Schrader. He was there in front of Antonio Freeman, 2 wide receivers, shoulder to shoulder.
Bill Schrader comes all the way across the field, but of course a receiver can do this when you have a quarterback who buys as much time as Brett Favre. Brett stays alive, finds Schrader, who jumps, at the last minute, who jumps right in front of Antonio Freeman, who I think thought the ball was coming to him, and I think Brett was throwing to Freeman. He's throwing the ball to Antonio Freeman, and Schrader comes all the way over and kind of messes it up.
Give to Green. And he's out to the 25-yard line where Jameer Miller in on the stop for the Cleveland Browns. Grew up a San Francisco 49er fan as a high schooler in El Cerrito, California. Keena Turner, he said, was his favorite.
Well, tied for second with those 13 sacks. Of course, Michael Strahan of the Giants leads the NFL in sacks. 17 going into this weekend. And, of course, he's tied for second with Kabir Baja-Villamilla over on the other side of the field with the Packers.
Yeah, the young man out of San Diego State who started with a roar, had double figures 5-6 games into the season. Favre looking deep, and the protection breaks down, and Miller may have his 14th sack. Well, he just did get a yard, didn't he?
It's so close as to whether Brett Favre got back to the line of scrimmage or not. You see right there Jamir Miller going upfield, but then comes back into the middle. He just can't keep Brett Favre from going forward.
And sack does elude the sack is eluded as Favre gains a yard on the punt.
Ooh, look, a little trouble there. Brett Favre holding his right hand and wrist.
Kevin Johnson back as Bidwell delivers. Very high. Beautiful kick. Fair catch at the 38-yard line.
Ooh, right now avoiding the sack. Not the most important thing here in Green Bay. Brett Favre in pain. The medical staff looks at the right hand.
The Accord V6 from Honda, designed to give the driver total control. At least that was the original idea.
AOL keeps me closer to the people I love.
Everyone I know is on AOL.
I have a best friend that lives in Denver. With AOL, I talk to her every day.
We send pictures of our kids to their grandparents.
Oh, my grandpa loves AOL. He's on all the time.
Opening email is like Christmas. You know, you just never know what's coming. Definitely keeps me connected to family and friends.
I mean, I'm even on my grandma's buddy list.
Am I on your buddy list?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE.
Need last-minute gifts? Unwrap the magic at JCPenney, the only place for huge savings on the gifts your family can't wait to open.
It's all inside.
JCPenney.
Hi, Tom Bodette. When did you see the light?
Oh, going over to Phoenix. We wanted to rest up for the game, and suddenly it was so clear. Motel 6. I think it's great.
Well, you gotta call them like you see them. Call us and see the light for yourself.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 36. JCPenney. For great holiday gifts, the place to unwrap the magic is JCPenney. It's all inside. And by the Civic from Honda, with more fun per gallon.
Old Santa Sack is here, and he hasn't seen one today. And Green Bay was third in the league, and Cleveland fourth. No sacks today, and the right hand of Favre seemed to be the attention on the sidelines, but seems to wave them off, and he's okay. From the 37, Tim Couch. Looking deep, nothing there. There's the sack. First of the day goes to Niall Diggs, his second of the season.
When we go back and look at Brett Favre go down to the ground, you'd think it'd be his left. He has to throw his left arm out in front of him to kind of break his fall. See right there? But then he lands awkwardly. And again, you'd think it'd be the left. But when he came over to the sideline, it looked like he was favoring his right and then showing his right hand to the training staff, holding it up right there, looking at his right hand, and but you can't see anywhere in that sequence him taking a blow to the right hand.
Second and long for Couch. Steps up, goes long. Santiago just off his fingertips. The tight end.
Again, Bernardo Harris, the middle linebacker, running with O.J. Santiago. We saw the first interception of the game where the ball bounced off the right arm of Bernardo Harris. Exactly the same play. Oh, that's Rob Holberg. Excuse me, number 56, not 55. That's Rob Holberg, who's chasing Santiago. And if this ball is delivered, about 2 or 3 feet shorter, that's going to be a long play for the Cleveland Browns. Santiago was open.
Instead, 3rd down and 14 for Couch out of the shotgun. Good pressure again, and another sack. And that'll be a team variety. Jim Flanagan had a piece of it. So did Baja Villamilla. They were all there.
And I think we see a Tim Couch that's a little reluctant to throw this football into traffic downfield, as well he should be. See Baja Villamilla, number 94. It looks like he's the first one that gets a partial hand on him, but then Flanagan, 75, comes in and finishes him off.
Bonnie Holiday got a piece.
We'll have to wait for the official score there to find out who gets it.
Nardaki to Freeman. Lets it bounce. And rather than risk a scoop on this snowy turf, he lets it roll dead at the 31-yard line. Packers celebrate the sack and the lead, 23-7.
Do you think you're making a difference? We do. Since you started being a designated driver, or calling a cab for a friend, or serving responsibly, drunk driving fatalities are down 37%. To all who are making a difference, thank you.
It's a better place to live. It's a better place to live. Thanks to you.
And so with winter's coming, Santa's little helpers took up their hammers and set to work making the holidays happier.
So what'd you expect? Elves?
At the Home Depot, we're driving down the cost of gift giving with special buys like this mini Maglite holster combo pack at a price that'll make you light up. Just $6.97. And don't forget, Home Depot gift cards are always the right size. In-store or online, the best gifts come in a bright orange box. The Home Depot.
Shelly, listen, it's Greg. I'm at the dentist. Yeah, okay. Shelly?
I want to come into work. They don't know what I've got.
I have a tooth.
Scratching, rashing, 24-hour, mumps. What else do I have?
I am really sick.
Both ears, gone. Really bad haircut.
I'm in traction.
The Acura MDX with torque managing 4-wheel drive.
I was eating waxed fruit this week. No.
Taking the SUV to a place it's never been before.
Access NFL.com now on America Online. Get live game day coverage and real-time stats at AOL keyword NFL.com.
It is here that you will witness a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS Sports.
Back at Lambeau Field, where the injury report on Packers quarterback Brett Favre, not serious, no dislocation of his right ring finger. He banged it on Jameer Miller's helmet, got a couple of Band-Aids, but I don't think that's going to keep him out, guys.
Not Brett Favre from the 31, the toss to Green. And Green to the 55. Dan Deardorff, you've played in these conditions, Midwesterner yourself. I just can't even imagine how much you would enjoy sticking your head in the huddle with a guy like Favre as your quarterback.
Oh, it would be a dream come true just to play with someone who's got such a command of the game. Now I played for an awfully good quarterback in Jim Hart all my career, but let's face it, Brett Favre has taken quarterbacking to a place where very few have ever been, and just his personality, his unbridled love for the game is what it just emanates. It radiates everywhere.
His toughness, doesn't want to point fingers. Green stacked up at the 35-yard line. Reminder that one of the favorites, 60 Minutes tonight, follows our action from Green Bay. Enjoy a nostalgic trip. Well, 60 Minutes does. No one has more of it either, or does it better than they do. It starts tonight with Muhammad Ali, the greatest. And we ask Favre, even these young players are getting massages a couple times a week and a chiropractor. I said, what did you do this week? How do you stay 155 consecutive starts? He said, I don't do anything. I play golf by myself on Tuesday. Over the middle, complete to Freeman, and a first down near midfield.
He said, by the way, it was the first time he'd ever played golf here in Green Bay in December. Said there were no flags up, but I remembered where they were.
All one putts. Great round.
And I was the only guy on the course. Well, there's a wide open Antonio Freeman right across the middle. Brett Favre going over 100 yards finally in the passing game. Almost everything he has thrown has been short. The ones that have gone downfield have been either dropped or they just haven't happened. So finally, 111 yards passing for Brett today.
2 more touchdowns to add to his total to give him 29 for the year. He'll be right there for the leadership at the end of the season. Buying time, finding Green. Gain of about 5 to the 46-yard line. Nice thing about Favre, he keeps all his receivers happy.
Because he starts off the game finding Amon Green. Antonio Freeman works his way in. And again, but this is nothing new. Just take a look. Every guy who's possibly eligible to catch a pass in this offense gets something from Brett Favre. He's got a little bit of love for everybody. Although Bubba Frank's got most of it with 2 touchdown passes right off the bat.
There's the distribution as he looks at 2nd down and a long 4. Green close to a first down as he's hit by Wally Rayner. Back to Favre. And he said, first thing he said to us when we visited this week, said, you know, it's hard to believe that I don't have a wide receiver with as many as 50 catches, and yet we're 4th in the league in passing. He said, we must be doing something right.
Well, and he also remembers the days when he might have Sterling Sharp with well over 100 catches, but they're down in the lower levels of the league passing wise. So it's amazing, but the reality of it is when the way he spreads it, the way he lets everybody get in on it. Amon Green has over 50 catches. So, it's working. And if it's working, don't change it. Besides, with everybody involved, that makes sure that everybody works hard. That means that everybody knows that they could have the ball coming their way. They're digging and scratching to get open on every pattern.
You might get 1 catch one game and 7 the next. And the other side of that is, if you're the defensive coordinator, how do you defense Green Bay? Who do you take away? And every receiver, back and wide receiver and tight end, is potential.
And Foch Fazio is he's pondering those thoughts right now, Dick. Who do you take away?
3rd down, and you saw less than a yard at the Cleveland 41. Clock running down in the 3rd quarter. Give it to Green. 1st down and more. And a tackle away from going to the end zone as Dwayne Rudd made the stop.
Boy, again, outstanding blocking by this Green Bay Packer offensive line. Take a look at this. Mike Wall, number 68, pulls around the corner. Outstanding lead blocking by Tauscher and Rivera at the point of attack. Good power football.
Amon Green, who idolized Walter Payton, running like him, 92 yards today on 17 carries. Establishing a new career high. Again, Green fighting out of the tackle and yards after contact. Outstanding for Amon Green today. Well, which stadium would be the toughest place for a road team to win a conference championship game? Well, there's some choices for you. Log on, cast your vote at NFL.com. And, of course, in December, this would be one of the toughest. Green Bay. They've won 18 of the last 20 home games in the month of December.
Right now, this is the type of drive the championship teams make. You're protecting a lead. Now, this is where you're just asserting your will on the other team.
On 2nd and 6, Green. I love that move that Favre makes after he hands off. It's almost like he's throwing his ball carrier forward. Come on, get in there, young man. Get through that hole.
I thought it was really interesting, Brett telling us about when he watches other teams play and he watches the body language of other players and the way receivers react when they don't, maybe they don't get a pass exactly what they wanted. You see with that, he's just trying to hold a safety with that follow through. If he can freeze a safety for 1 step. But he said, hey, I won't tolerate players showing me up, but I will never show up a receiver. I will never have a guy drop a pass on me and then me make a face. I know he tried to catch it.
Intercepted. Through the hands of 2 Browns. Intended for Freeman, and Ray Jackson had a golden chance for a pick.
Ray Jackson had 2 golden chances at a pick. He stabbed it and stopped it the first time, and then he had another shot at it and still couldn't get it. Well, that's just an outstanding job at the point of attack by Brant Boyer. He's the guy that comes in and makes the contact that sends the ball up in the air 1, 2 times. Ray Jackson had a shot at it, but couldn't pull it in.
68. Ryan Longwell, a 45-yard attempt last week, 54 yards to tie the Green Bay record. Now this is right all the way and short. In these conditions, 45 must seem more like 60 yards for a field goal kicker. Timeout. Packers still lead it, 23-7.
Fight the good fight, fellas. Come home soon.
I just want to say thank you from this proud American. You don't even know me, and you're risking your life for me. Thank you.
Is your dandruff sending the wrong signals?
No.
Get Selsun Power. Doctors recommend Selsun Blue. Man, that is awesome. Get Selsun Power.
Need last-minute gifts? Unwrap the magic at JCPenney, the only place for huge savings on the gifts your family can't wait to open.
It's all inside.
JCPenney.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Message from America. Visit Circuit City today to record your message. And by Selsun Blue Shampoo to help keep your dandruff from sending the wrong signals.
And welcome back to Green Bay. Wasn't that a commercial?
Oh, hardy folk here in Wisconsin.
That cheese has superpowers. From the 35-yard line, Cleveland desperate to get some points, trailing 23-7 as we run out of time in the third, and Ronnie Holiday and Niall Diggs greet Jamel White, who ran out of time quickly on that carry.
Quite a celebration for a pretty routine tackle for no gain.
Tomorrow on CBS tonight, a great television starts with The King of Queens. That's The Ellen Show, a special night. Monday's #1 comedy, Everybody Loves Raymond, followed by Becker, starring Ted Danson and Family Law. All tomorrow, the lineup on CBS. 2nd and 9. Couch, second, now third choice. And underneath he goes, complete to the 40. And the catch by Quincy Morgan, the rookie from Kansas State.
Well, let's see. Does he do a good job of looking off, looking right, looking right, looking right? Yep, now there's what you look for out of a quarterback in his maturation process. Tim Couch working the right side of the field, went first to the second receiver. None of them were open, and then checked all the way down to the other side of the football field. That's the kind of growth you like to see out of a young quarterback.
In the final minute of the third period, it's 3rd and 5. And the throw complete right at the sticks to Kevin Johnson, who appears to have a first down. And Johnson, who said, I grew up in New Jersey, about 20 minutes from Philadelphia, big Eagle fan, and Randall Cunningham. He said, oh, did I love him. I was a quarterback. I even wore number 12 and then got to play against Randall Cunningham this year against Baltimore. His eyes got big, didn't he, when he told us the story?
Oh, he said, I couldn't believe it. He was actually talking to me. I was standing on the field talking to Randall Cunningham. It was so refreshing to hear that out of a player today. Real hero worship.
First down at the 46. Deep downfield, intercepted. Tyrone Williams again. At the 25, reverses his field, gets a block from Mike McKenzie, and then is dragged down by Jamel White at the end of the third quarter. Packer fans cheer their fourth takeaway today. Green Bay 23, Cleveland 7 after 3. Will return to Lambeau Field after this message and a word from your local station.
Every week, millions of viewers follow the evidence on the #1 crime drama. If you're not one of them, it's a mystery to us.
I love this job.
CSI, CBS Thursday.
First Monday, starring James Garner and Joe Mantegna, premieres Tuesday, January 15th.
America is on the go, and so is 0% financing at your local Chevy dealer. Until January 2nd, take advantage of 0% financing on almost every new car and truck we build. And if 0% financing isn't enough to get you moving, Chevy is throwing in a $500 bonus on select models. So keep America rolling with 0% financing until January 2nd. Hurry into your local Chevy dealer and make your money count today.
Pioneer heavy-duty parts and Seacoast. 26,000 square feet of heavy-duty truck and trailer parts. Pioneer has rugged, sharp-looking toolboxes. For heavy-duty users, we also carry tanks and pumps for fuel transfer. For your shop, you'll find hand and air tools, compressors, lifting and lube equipment from manufacturers you can depend on. We also have a large choice of chrome accessories in stock. At Pioneer, we strive to have the parts you need when you need them. Remember, at Pioneer, we stock parts so you don't have to.
People across the nation are getting the message. Right now, you'll find great year-end values and amazing selection. Toyotathon 02. Save thousands now with 0% APR financing on Tundra. With the highest safety rating of any full-size pickup. It's the best full-size pickup in initial quality. Or get year-end deals on tough Tacoma pickups. Everyone is priced to sell now. Toyotathon 02. Password value. It ends January 7th.
Have a safe and happy holiday from all of us here at CBS 12.
Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter. Tim Couch. You can see the turnabout. 7 games start, 10 touchdowns, 5 picks, and then 3 touchdowns since, and 13 interceptions, counting the 3 today. First play of the fourth quarter. And Armon Green wows ahead. Close to another first down. Give him another 7.
Let's go back and look at the interception. Tim Couch challenges the middle of the field against the Green Bay Packers. He throws this right into coverage, looking all the way like Tyrone Williams was his intended receiver. It looked like Williams was the one running a post pattern. Obviously, Tim Couch thought one of his receivers was going to break across the middle of the field. You could see in that shot right there, Kevin Johnson was about 10 yards behind him. Favre under pressure, dumps it off to Schrader, who is toppled after picking up the first down at the 36. Green Bay, while it's put a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks all season, second in the league in sacks with 46 coming in, has only 12 interceptions until today, and then 2 by Williams this afternoon. Yeah, the king of the interceptions coming in at today's game were the Cleveland Browns.
29.
Leading the NFL.
But unable to pick one off today. And Anthony Henry, that brilliant rookie from South Florida who has 9, we haven't heard much from him. Favre, the long handoff to Green. Weaving his way into the open. And now only one man to beat, Corey Fuller. And Fuller able to bump him out of bounds. And the crowd cheers again.
Well, one of the things they're really excited about was last week, Armon Green shut down in that loss to Tennessee. Again, we've been talking about power football. Take a look at the blocks at the point of attack by the Green Bay Packers. Even the receivers downfield getting in on the action. Bradford with a block. But last week, Armon Green was held to 11 yards on 10 carries by the Tennessee Titans. And now that he hits the century-and-a-half mark, the crowd here really appreciative.
Well, that was a play remindful of Jim Taylor ripping through tacklers, wasn't it?
Well, you didn't notice that was Fuzzy Thurston and Jerry Kramer out in front of him.
Come to think of it, we are celebrating tradition today in the snow. Dorsey Levin. Well, it is interesting. It's been a long time since Cleveland has played a significant game in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. There, Bart Starr was the quarterback. Teams had played 14 times, and this was the memorable 1966 game. This shot of Paul Hornung covered with mud. Behind Jerry Kramer. And that was Jim Brown's last game as a Cleveland Brown as the Packers won it 23-12. Starr quarterback.
What's really amazing, Dick, is this is only the 15th time that these two franchises have ever met, and the first time in the regular season here at Lambeau.
The throw to the end zone. Oh, what a catch by Levin. Oh, my. Favre falling on his back, and Levin sliding on the ice rink for the score.
Well, Dwayne Rudd, I believe, gets in there and puts some pressure on him. Let's take a look at it. No, that's number 78, Tyrone Rogers, who puts the hit. That's Rudd out there on the coverage. And Dwayne Rudd just unable to catch by Dorsey Levin.
He shoots, he scores.
Well, the Browns may have come into this game and still leading the NFL in interception, but it's tough to intercept the pass that's thrown as beautifully as that.
Third today for Favre, and he's hit the 30 mark again. Extra point try by Longwell, and the Packers build their lead to 30-7. Another great day for Brett Favre.
Sure doesn't taste this good in New York.
You up here on vacation?
No. Lunch.
Introducing the 260 horsepower Acura TL Type S.
Food is violent and dangerous for young adults and cubs alike. The feast is a frenetic free-for-all, and the dominant male is...
Hey, the meat of mine. Oh, here. Case closed. Oh, no.
It's good to have you home, sweetie.
Just go to Southwest.com by December 27 for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials.
You are now free to move about the country.
I can't do anything without the instructions. Nothing.
It's okay. She's got other presents.
They were just here. They're right here. I just had them.
We'll just hide this till her birthday.
She's been wanting this for a long time. If I only had those instructions.
You look in the box?
I looked in there.
Did you take everything out of it?
Oh, here they are.
At its best.
All I'm trying to offer you is a way to approach the world with a critical eye.
The education of Max Bickford, then James Garner and Julie Andrews in a heartwarming holiday romance.
Do you believe in second chances?
I only believe in what I see.
One special night, CBS Tonight.
We're back in Green Bay. Dorsey Levin kidded about his snowplow slide in the end zone and that touchdown catch, and Favre over with a big smile. They've just seen it on the big screen here themselves. That was beautiful television, gentlemen. Great shot. Mike Donald. Lance Sparrow, our producer. Down to Benjamin Gay. Oh, and he is cartwheeled on a big hit by Corey Bradford.
Take a look at this touchdown by Dorsey Levens one more time. So close to Dwayne Rudd's hand, but Dorsey Levens with the catch and the slide.
For everything she means to you, and everything she ever will, the 3-stone necklace for your past, present, and future. A diamond is forever.
This is a message from America to the extraordinary men and women who are serving their nation during this holiday season. And for folks back home,
we want to thank all the servicemen and women for all they're doing for our country. God bless America.
America says thank you.
Pepto-Bismol. It's first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
AOL keeps me closer to the people I love.
Everyone I know is on AOL.
I have a best friend that lives in Denver. With AOL, I talk to her every day.
We send pictures of our kids to their grandparents.
Oh, my grandpa loves AOL. He's on all the time.
Opening email is like Christmas. You know, you just never know what's coming.
Definitely keeps me connected to family and friends.
I mean, I'm even on my grandma's buddy list.
Am I on your buddy list?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE.
If you're on a nostalgia kick, so is 60 Minutes, and no one has more of it or does it better than they do. Starting tonight with Muhammad Ali.
30-7 Green Bay, and Ben Gay, after this hit, needs some. Upended by Corey Bradford.
Get out the namesake. Packer fans, not an empty seat, enjoying it here in the snow of the fourth quarter. 30-7 is Couch back to work for Cleveland. In the flat to White. And into the white-covered turf of Lambeau Field he goes a yard.
Live from Channel 12, here's today's Rhode Island lottery number.
Good evening, I'm Katie Ring from the University of Rhode Island. Welcome to the Daily Numbers Drawing. And now tonight's winning number. First digit, 3. Second digit, 3. Third digit, 3. And fourth digit, 6. Repeating, 3, 3, 3, 6. Have a good night.
Given 36 times in his career. That's more than anyone in history. Marino had 4. Tipped and almost intercepted as a Packer linebacker. Niall Diggs got his hands on it. It was intended for Quincy Morgan.
And this is such an excruciatingly tough time for Tim Couch. Could you possibly be facing worse conditions than this? But if you're going to throw the football, boy, try to do something a little higher percentage pass than that, than having a linebacker get both hands on it. But on the road in the snow against Green Bay, down 30-7. These are the times that, boy, you wish you could just push a button and have this game be over. But it doesn't work that way.
On the run, throws short, complete to Santiago, tackled forward, but not enough for a first down as he's across the 25, still 3 yards shy of a first down. So out comes the punting team for Cleveland.
Well, no Packer quarterback has thrown a pass or done much of anything this season other than Brett Favre. Doug Peterson, the backup. Green Bay, one of those rare teams that only dresses 2 quarterbacks. That's how durable and reliable Brett Favre is. Their third quarterback, their emergency quarterback, Bill Schrader, the receiver.
With Allen Rossum injured, it's Antonio Freeman back, and he'll let this one roll down to the Green Bay 32. So it's hot and it's cold in Green Bay. 30-7.
Call on a few pals, grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
Hey guys, hanging out? I'll hang out.
The all-new 200 horsepower Acura RSX.
All right, listen up, Sir Platoon. The red end is your bayonet end. The black end is the buttstock of your weapon. So you better come out here, be aggressive, and fight your buddy.
I want to step up, not to show that I'm better, but...
That's a point.
I believe that I can beat him.
Log on and see if Ben steps up or down.
Let's do it.
Okay, this is for real.
Only at GoArmy.com.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Miller Lite. Grab a Miller Lite. It's Miller time. The United States Army, an army of one. And by A Diamond is Forever. Show her how much you love her this Christmas.
Snow becomes heavier. You look up into the night sky, a beautiful scene in Green Bay. It represents the millions of hopes of all the youngsters waiting for that big morning. See what might be under the tree.
Well, I know there are a lot of people all around the country dreaming of a white Christmas, very jealous of this snow that's falling up here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
From the 32, Barnes still in the controls with a big lead, and Dorsey Levens breaks into the clear. And Levens to the 40, to the 30, and out of bounds at the 27. Ahmad Green may be injured, and Levens comes in and rips off a long run of 40 yards.
Oh, again, though, one sensational blocking at the point of attack by this Green Bay offensive line. William Henderson goes to the right, but Dorsey goes to the left. He doesn't follow his lead blocker at all. He makes a cut back behind his offensive lineman, Clifton Wall and Flanagan. And look at that. I talked earlier about how Ahman Green was stuffed down at Tennessee as a team. They only had 29. Today they go over 2 bills.
Making a statement. They wanted to show they got the running game back. Oh, fumble by Levens, and it's recovered by Cleveland. Falling on it appeared to be Wally Rayner. As Levens unable to get the handoff cleanly and just kicked it forward into the grasp of the Browns. First time the Browns have come up with a turnover today. 10-16 left in the fourth quarter.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Last minute shopping?
Last second.
Have a good one.
That Alex.
Bundle up there, Chief.
This holiday season, imagine if we all gave just one extra gift.
This is for you. In a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go.
This is Will Burns. You've reached my cell phone. Leave me a message, and I'll call you back.
Will, it's Gail. I can't believe you're not answering your phone. Look, get back here. The client changed their mind. They actually like the work. All we have to do is show the plans to one more group, and the job is ours. Call me before it's too late.
With ordinary cell phones, you leave messages. But with Nextel Direct Connect, the digital two-way radio, you get right through.
What do international cyclists think about the new Norelco Advantage Razor?
In Germany, we are using blades. They are much more better.
I'm really more of a blade guy.
They had their doubts, but they were intrigued by this highly technical wet shave innovation.
What is this? Goo?
Goo.
This lotion set up an unbelievably close wet shave, even in the shower.
Das ist gut.
After a few weeks of no nicks and cuts from blades, their faces became smooth. They, however, did not. The new Norelco Advantage, the only electric razor with built-in shaving lotion.
Golden Globe nominee Simon Baker stars in The Guardian.
I am here to represent that child.
And things are about to get more dramatic.
Don't come to my office.
More emotional.
Are you using me?
Because I have a legal disagreement with you, think I...
Never mind!
And more compelling.
You got a problem?
All new Guardian. CBS Tuesday, January 8th.
The Cleveland Browns would like to wish all our military troops a happy holiday. Thank you for serving our country and protecting our freedom. Happy holidays.
And thank you, Tim Couch of the Cleveland Browns, who now huddles up at the 30-yard line after the fumble recovery. Dorsey Levens coughs it up. And Couch, as the snow heavier and heavier here in Green Bay. 10 minutes plus remain in the fourth quarter, and the Packers have a commanding 30-7 lead. Underneath to White, and he's wrapped up immediately after a gain of 4 yards.
Well, let's go back and look at this Green Bay turnover. It's a little counter step by Dorsey Levens. See the quick counter step to the left, and Brett Favre puts the ball right in there, and Dorsey just doesn't look it in. For some reason, Of course, keep in mind, Dorsey Levens has only carried the ball less than 40 times, so he hasn't gotten the work that he's accustomed to. But Brett Favre put that ball, as they say, right in the old breadbasket.
Second down and 6. In the flat. White, 35, 40, and ahead to the 43-yard line. And Jamel White continues to enjoy a career game in his second season out of South Dakota, piling up the yardage before Niall Diggs could bring him down. First down at the 42.
And you and I talked earlier, Dick, about White's ability to manage a bad field. And boy, he is doing a good job of taking those shorter steps and making sure that traction is priority one instead of some flashy move. Very solid.
134 total yards. And he gets the call. Eludes the first tackler, and then Rob Holmberg wraps him up. Down to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Dan, you had mentioned Dorsey Levens hadn't had a whole lot of carries. He'll get a few more because Amon Green is struggling with his breathing. He's been on and off oxygen the last few minutes. One of the trainers also told me that his pregame meal didn't exactly sit so well with him, so he's a bit hydrated as well.
No, nothing serious. That's good news to report to Packer fans. Green with 21 carries, the workhorse today, and 150 yards rushing.
He shouldn't have eaten before he got here and waited for some bratwurst.
We had one saved, too. Couch in the flat. Green hit, falls forward to the 45-yard line as K.D. Williams, getting some action at linebacker, makes the stop. Well, snow and football in Green Bay and Cleveland in action today, and Saturday inside we go on CBS, and two outstanding collegiate basketball games. Louisville takes on intrastate rival Kentucky, or some of you will see Georgetown and UCLA. Check your local listings, and for more, go to cbs.sportsline.com. America Online, keyword CBS Sportsline.
I'm sorry, but I'm reluctant for this to end. This is good looking.
Third down, the throw, incomplete, intended for Quincy Morgan. Tyrone Williams hoping that ball would be low and inside. Yeah. He was waiting again.
I know Cleveland can't wait for this game to end, but boy, this is a treat. Tim Couch trying to find a guy, and again, the field just a little bit, but the coverage was there. You know, he's got Tyrone Williams, who's already got 2 interceptions, playing underneath. He's got to throw the ball high and outside.
Darren Sharper goes back to return this punt, only the 3rd time this year. Gardaki's kick to the 15. And Sharper, in the image of other great returners, is down now finally at the 34-yard line. 41 on the punt, 19 on the return.
Just go to Southwest.com by December 27th for Southwest Airlines $39 to $99 internet specials.
You are now free to move about the country.
This way. You're not going to believe this.
What was stolen?
Everything. Payroll, R&D, customer records, all the assets.
How could they get everything?
I don't know. You're the cops.
The room is completely empty. All the assets were in this room?
Everything. Ned, the servers. They stole all our servers.
No, we moved everything onto that one. It's going to save us a bundle. I sent out an email.
IBM e-servers running Linux.
What's a server?
They can save you a bundle.
Hey, Hallie Eisenberg, drinking a Pepsi.
Actually, this isn't a Pepsi. It's new Pepsi Twist with lemon. And I'm not Hallie Eisenberg.
I'm Halle Berry. Drinking Pepsi Twist.
Well, it's not exactly Pepsi Twist. It's Diet Pepsi Twist. And I'm not exactly Halle Berry.
You know?
I'm Barry Bostwick.
Who's Barry Bostwick?
Like Twist? Try new Pepsi Twist in regular and diet. A lemon twist on that great Pepsi taste.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM, taking e-business and your business to the next level. And by new Pepsi Twist. Pepsi and Diet Pepsi with a twist of lemon.
And the snow falls in Green Bay. 7:29 left, 4th quarter. Packers in front 30-7, apparently on their way to victory and assure themselves they'll be part of the playoff picture as they've turned up the action here in the second half. Brett Favre hands off to Levens. And he's out to the 38-yard line. Favre and Mike Sherman has been coaching for 23 years. He's told us that Favre is the toughest mentally player he has ever met or seen. He said, and his focus, he can remember, like any great golfer, he can remember every play of every game. He can go back through the whole football game and tell you what happened on every play. He said that's why they spend a lot of time together after a game.
Well, you know, a lot of players could do that, but more often than not, they're wrong. You know, this guy was here, and they find out, no, he really wasn't there. Brett not only remembers, he remembers accurately.
He gets Levens, who is greeted immediately by Alvin McKinley. All right, here's the NFC playoff picture, Dan.
Well, let's go ahead and if we gave Green Bay a win, they go to 10. But what's really key up here for Green Bay is Chicago. With Chicago only having the 3 losses right there, somehow Green Bay has to catch them so that they can come out of here with this NFC Central title. If the Packers can somehow finish out at 12-4, hope for some help. If they end up with a tie with Chicago, they'll be the Central Division champions because they've beaten them twice. But if not, they're going to end up being the wild card probably with the best record.
And we'll be in Chicago in 2 weeks against Jacksonville. They're making things rough on a lot of people.
Let me go back. I misspoke as far as the wild card with the best record. That's going to be San Francisco in all probability.
But they are talking about winning the Central Division.
Right. They're trying to win the division. Right now, the Packers aren't thinking about wild card. They're hoping that they need some help. They're hoping that somehow Chicago gets derailed and they can enter the tournament as the Central champions.
But it would appear Green Bay or Chicago will be hosting a game that first weekend. And maybe even better than that, depending on winning out. The kick by Bidwell. And Johnson waves it off and takes a dead bounce at about the 33-yard line. Well, about 9:30 this morning, we opened our cameras and fast forward. The tarp was on, light drizzle early, no snow at that time, and then they opened the gates for the kickoff at 3:15. And right about now we have kickoff time, and then about 5 the lights came on. Wow, we can go to the plane almost. The game's over. That's the way to see the crowd develop.
And there's the new construction that's taking place, the nearly $300 million renovation of Lambeau Field that will be done by next season, adding 10,000 more seats and new press boxes and luxury boxes. It's going to be some spectacular stadium when they're done.
Lonnie Holiday there to corral Jamel White. AFC playoff picture with Pittsburgh continuing to just play better and better with each week.
And the story of the year, though, the New England Patriots, and with that big win yesterday over Miami as they go to 10-5. But you know what? Watch out next year for this Cleveland Browns team. They're a team that if they just fill in a couple holes, get some improvement on the offensive line, they're going to be a real factor next year.
No question, they have leadership. Butch Davis. Couch. Throws. Ooh. Coming up quickly to try to make a play was Darren Sharper. Number 42. Kevin Johnson, the intended receiver.
I'm like a lot of people, Dick. I thought that 6 weeks ago, if you'd asked me who was going to be playing in the Super Bowl from the AFC, I would have thought Oakland. But now, how about Pittsburgh? Again, good coverage right there. Look at Sharper get up there and time it perfectly. I would have thought that Oakland was the odds-on favorite to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, but the Steelers, are they on a run or what?
And what a job by Bill Cowher. He's going to get out of Coach of the Year vote. And Cordell Stewart, when he just suddenly has become the man in Pittsburgh. He's really put it together. Couch fires down the middle, almost intercepted again by Sharper. That's 2 in a row. He was all over it. Kevin Johnson, the intended target. He was luring Couch into throwing down the middle.
Well, all the advantage now lies with the Packers. They can afford to take chances. They can afford to sit on routes. And that's exactly what happened right there with Darren Sharper as he just gets aggressive, hops in front of the receiver. You got to wonder if in a really tight ball game he takes that same chance.
He and his brother Jamie, the linebacker at Baltimore, will be exchanging happy critiques tonight. As Sharper lets that one bounce away and is down by the Browns about the 27-yard line.
Oh, now let's not go at it, guys. We've had a good, clean game so far.
Chris Aikens involved, along with Tyrone Williams.
There's the conclusion of the play. Oh, and Aikens grabs Williams by the face mask and just spins him. Oh, that's absurd. You know, Chris Aikens, number 36 there, he's a former Packer. You know, he had some nasty things to say to Mike Sherman. Mike Sherman said, "You're out of here." So there's some bad blood between these two franchises. But you don't grab a guy by the face mask and spin him the way Aikens that time spun Tyrone Williams.
Doug Peterson comes in to quarterback the Packers as far as the career. 4 minutes and 46 seconds off. As far as played literally every minute of the season. Peterson's been in once. Hasn't thrown a pass all year. Hasn't thrown. Oh, there he is. 18 for 28 Favre on the day. And 3 touchdowns to give him 30 for the year. And off by Peterson to Levens. And Levens all the way out to the 34-yard line. Peterson played his college ball at Northeastern Louisiana. And there's his career marks, 11 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. He grew up in the Seattle area, and his parents longtime Seahawks season ticket holders, and he's played for Miami under Marino, played when Marino was injured, beat Philadelphia for Shula's 325th win. That's something that's up on his memorabilia board. And there's Brett Favre. You know, another nice thing about Favre, and I know we're just blowing poetically about this guy, but not only do you like to see him play, but when you meet him, you like him even more. You know, it doesn't matter whether we're doing the game or Sam Liederkranz and Bernie Mazzola are doing the game. He will spend as much time with any one of the crew members. He doesn't just pick out those doing the coast-to-coast telecast. If you want time with Favre, he's going to give it to you, and that's you don't find that often among the elite of pro sports anymore.
Sam who?
Sam Liederkranz and Bernie Mazzola. They got the big game at midnight tonight here in Green Bay. 11 down there, and a good friend of Sam and Bernie is Bonnie.
There are people awake in Green Bay at midnight?
Bernie? Well, Leroy Butler out for the season with a clavicle injury, but being that you were on the 96 Super Bowl team, I'm kind of curious how you compare this year's defense to that one.
Well, the 96 team, obviously we have more veterans, and we were a lot better on third down, and we more recognize more play action stuff. This team here, we have to recognize that we have a lot of young guys out there. We're going to make mistakes, but we're quick enough to overcome it.
Well, I'm sure they'll be better once you're back on the field. Thanks, Leroy.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, Leroy Butler, they missed him. They were second in the league in pass defense, and then when he tore up that shoulder, they've dropped to 11th in pass defense. Levens, the workhorse.
The good news, Dick, for Leroy Butler is that he didn't need surgery on the shoulder, so that's a big plus that they didn't have to go into the joint and work on it.
Butler, who had 40 interceptions, going for 40 interceptions and 20 sacks. That was a rare double-double. There we are next week in our doubleheader. We'll go to Dan's hometown of St. Louis and see the Colts and those high-flying Rams. There's the rest of the early games. Check your local listing. The big late game of Oakland at Denver, and it starts with the Jim Nantz crew. NFL Today at 12 noon. Leslie Visser with a fine report on Butch Davis today. Gilbert Brown has been a subject himself of some features through the course of this year, and his comeback is Levens stepping it out to the 34-yard line. That'll be short of the first down.
Yeah, next week is going to be a good chance for us to take a look at the best team in football, the St. Louis Rams. Some people might have some doubts, but I think that at this point in time, when they're healthy and they've got all their guys going, and especially playing indoors at the Dome in St. Louis, it's a little different if the NFC Championship was played here under these conditions. A little of that Ram speed might be negated. But at home,
breathtaking.
At home, it is. It's just blinding. how fast, how quick, and how well they execute Mike Martz's offense.
Well, that's the Indianapolis Colts. Well, they've been much too generous defensively. They're going to tend to put some points on the board, too. And Peyton Manning seems back on his game. Timeout called by Peterson and the Packers. Well, let's look ahead as this game winds down. And here's our lineup tonight on CBS 60 Minutes. And nostalgia, the theme. And I think you'll enjoy that 60 Minutes, particularly this time of the year. Education of Max Bickford with Richard Dreyfuss. And then our special night is the movie with James Garner and Julie Andrews. CBS Sunday movie, One Special Night.
I have a daughter who every time she sees Julie Andrews goes, Mary Poppins.
I think I always see her coming through the Austrian mountains and Sound of Music.
The hills are alive?
Hills are alive. What a voice.
The Lambeau is alive.
And the Packers' hopes in the playoffs are as well.
Maybe we could get Marcus Allen to sing The Hills Are Alive.
Hey, he showed me. I like that kind of now and then. He goes into a trill. He gives that little trill. I hope you saw that. That was yesterday, right?
Yes, that was.
Kevin Johnson waits for Bidwell's punt. Goes over his head. It's a beauty. It's going to roll right to the 5. And down there by Katie Williams. 62 yards for Bidwell. Not his longest this year. He had a 68 earlier. That snow does make for incredible television pictures, doesn't it?
Well, it is really starting to accumulate now. It takes it back, some of these guys, to when they were little kids, I think, getting to roll around in the snow.
Dorsey Levens had the highlight snow slide of this season. And that touchdown catch earlier in this half. I think they measured that about 12 yards as he went through the end zone with a tremendous grab of a far touchdown throw.
On the late night sports shows tonight, how many references to the frozen tundra will there be?
Only snow covered, not quite frozen yet. Couch in the end zone underneath Jamel White. And this young man continues to shine in the snow of Green Bay. He's had a great game. Darren Sharper, the tackler. It's 2 minutes. Time out.
I have worked since I was 16. I had all these investments and money in the bank, but I felt like I didn't know where I was going. I have a 10-year-old, so I also have to protect her future. My goal was to protect what I have, but at the same time, make it grow. Now I know where I'm going. My advisor is always there when I need him.
How's that make you feel?
Oh, I feel comfortable. I can sleep well at night.
AOL keeps me closer to the people I love.
Everyone I know is on AOL.
I have a best friend that lives in Denver. With AOL, I talk to her every day.
We send pictures of our kids to their grandparents.
Oh, my grandpa loves AOL. He's on all the time.
Opening email is like Christmas. You know, you just never know what's coming.
Definitely keeps me connected to family and friends.
I mean, I'm even on my grandma's buddy list.
Am I on your buddy list?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE.
Checking out digital cameras?
Yeah, I need FireWire compatibility so that I can email my pictures.
Sure. This one also makes MPEG loaded.
Really?
He's excited. It's for our baby. Congratulations. Considered any names yet?
Yeah, maybe Sony or Olympus, but you're the expert, right?
We know how you feel, and that's why we're here. Circuit City. We're with you.
How about an LCD?